Hands off to Jonathan Taylor. Huge hole. He's at the 30. He's going to go. 10, 5, touchdown. Jonathan Taylor made a man miss the line of scrimmage and then runs it into Pater. A one-handed INT. Are you kidding me? Kenny Moore.
What a play by Nyheim Hines. What's going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another Bring the Juice Colts podcast live stream. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. We were talking a little bit in the pre-live lobby, so appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today on a Wednesday evening. I'm sure wherever a lot of you people are, it's probably very warm. It's about 82 degrees here right now in Northern Kentucky. So I'm loving it. I was outside a little bit today. Really awesome weather. But, guys, we have a special guest, and we're going to have probably a couple guests here today that we'll probably have come in and out. Just depends how it goes. But we have Michael Terrazas with us. Michael, thanks for hopping on with me, man.
My pleasure, man. I mean, I'm always going to get on your guys' show. I'm always going to, especially when it's these chill streams. It's not even a show. It's just a chill stream, really. So yeah, I mean, I think Rashad is about to join in. I won't be here long, but of course I got to be here to support my guys. I have another show for the Mavericks. We're interviewing Kerry Rhodes tonight, so I got to hop over to that like in 15 minutes, but I'm going to be here for my guys.
55 here in Colorado. Hey, that's not too bad, Nomadic. I mean, what was it, a couple weeks ago? You guys were getting feet of snow, so I mean, not too bad, though. Miles Bryan, what's up, man? Hold on. We got one more in here. We got Culture Shock, rebranded Mr. Marcus himself. What's up, Marcus? How you doing, man?
I'm good. What's up?
Oh, nothing much, man. We're just here. We're chilling, having a good time. Got 60 people in the stream already. Appreciate all you guys. We're just out here chilling. But listen, man, I'll ask both of you here because there are a couple things that have happened today. People are talking on social media about these athletes and everything else. I mean, Darius Leonard even brought out a tweet earlier that was talking about these athletes that are coming into the league, talking all this smack and not being able to back it up. Well, it certainly doesn't help when one of the most prestigious players in the league is throwing your name out there saying how you think he's going to be a legend one day. Richard Sherman was talking about J.C. Horn earlier today and was saying how he thinks J.C. Horn is going to be the most just basically going to have the best career out of everybody in the draft here. What y'all think about that?
I think Richard Sherman is a very intelligent. Here goes this guy.
Here he is. He had to get right in there. Man. He had to.
Just in time.
Right.
What's going on?
I think man? Richard Sherman is very intelligent. So, hey, I mean, and he's still unsigned at this point, I believe. So,
yeah,
guys over Patrick Surtain, Caleb Farley. Obviously, there's, I guess you could say, some concerns with his back surgery, some injury concerns there. But Patrick Surtain, oh, man, that's pretty interesting. I mean, I know he plays at Alabama, and there's dominant football players there every year, and somehow they can't produce an edge rusher for some reason. That's the one thing that I haven't seen come out of Alabama is an edge rusher. That's crazy to me, and I think that hit me just now. So,
yeah, that is very true. They develop everything else, but they just never get an edge rusher.
So J.C. Horn, I like that statement from Sherman for sure.
Hey, Matthew Stansberry, thank you very much for becoming a member again. Really appreciate it. Glad you're back. I remember you were a member from before, but thank you very much for tuning in. Marcus, what did you think about Richard Sherman's statement there?
If anybody knows anything, it's Richard Sherman, one of the smartest players in the NFL. He knows just about everything. I'm pretty sure he sees talent. I mean, look at that. The way he culture players. Any organization he plays for, I feel like it's what's best from him. So I definitely think Sherman knows what he's talking about when he sees potential in players. Now, the thing is, will the player live up to that potential? No one knows. But the fact that he sees it in him, I think is good enough for you to actually probably try to, step your game up when you do get on the NFL field.
What'd you think, Rashad?
Yeah, I came in kind of late, so I didn't really hear the full statement that Sherman said, but it sounded like he's saying he think J.C. Horn gonna be the best player or cornerback.
Yeah, best pro of all the corners that come into this in this draft. So,
I think it depends on landing spot, but he is set up to be one of the top two guys, either him or Patrick Surtain. And my son must don't agree with me, but Patrick Surtain is a predominantly, he's a press man corner, so he needs to go to a situation that allows him to do that. If he ends up in a situation where he's playing off coverage a lot, then that won't be playing to his strengths, and he won't be set up to succeed that way. J.C. Horn can kind of do both. He can kind of play press man, he can kind of play zone. So that's going to benefit him. He's more versatile of a corner than Pat Surtain. So I think Sherman, he may be on the nose with this one. He may be right on the nose. I got J.C. Horn as my cornerback too. Due to Caleb Farley, man, in his back.
I really wouldn't be surprised if Horn got drafted over both of them. I really wouldn't be surprised.
I can see it.
The name is just being thrown around so much more than everybody else in the draft because he's just got that swagger about him, and a lot of people are really talking about it a lot. So it makes sense.
For trash talk too. That's a competitor you love on your team.
Richard Sherman, he knows it. Richard Sherman understands it. Richard was really good at that in his prime. So, hey, Inside the Horseshoe Podcast, what's up, dude? Hey, I know you just became a member. Thank you very much. I appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. Hit me up on Twitter or Instagram, man. I want to be able to get your email and stuff so that way I can get you what I need to get you for your membership. Thank you very much again. I appreciate it. What do you guys think about Sam Darnold? Well, I guess that's one thing we can talk about. I mean, that was something that happened just recently is Sam Darnold going to the Panthers. That's for me. I thought that was a very good trade on both ends. The Panthers find a young quarterback who they feel they can still tap into some success in there with a new head coach and an offense that they're still trying to build up for him now. I think that they feel that he can grow into that offense, which is great. And they gave up a second, a fourth, and a sixth. So, I mean, they gave up a variety of picks, but for a guy that could potentially be your franchise quarterback for several years, I think that was really good. And obviously the Jets, the writing's on the wall now. I think we now know what they're going to do. Just ultimately, who are they drafting? That's the big question here.
So real quick, just to answer Inside the Horseshoes question, no, Caleb Farley is not projected to be a second-round pick. Teams are still very high on him, and I still think he will still be a top 15 draft pick, possibly. So when it comes to I think people understand where I've been on Sam Darnold and the Jets. I never thought the Jets should trade him, but for him, I think it's great for him to leave. And he's going to be in Carolina where there is some structure. I think it's a better built team than what the Jets are right now. But in terms of the Jets, I've always hated on the pick or the notion of them taking Zach Wilson, but they have gotten some pretty good defensive players in free agency. You have some talent on that side. So on the offensive side of the ball, get you a quarterback, Zach Wilson, get you a quarterback and get you some linemen, get them some weapons in this draft because they have a lot of draft capital now. So they had it before this trade. So I think the Jets are set up well. Robert Saleh, I mean, he was one hell of a defensive coordinator. We're going to see what the staff is and what they can do with it. But, I mean, Zach Wilson and the Jets, that looks promising. Sam Darnold, I am very excited to see him in Carolina, dude. I'm so excited for him with DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, and, just to see what other weapons he gets. Robbie Anderson's still there, so I'm excited to see that.
And Robbie Anderson, it was Robbie Anderson who was having that phenomenal season last year? Wasn't he leading the league in yards per catch through half that season or something? I mean, he was insane. So, I mean, he's getting some weapons. He's getting some dogs over there on that side. So,
oh yeah,
yeah, I definitely agree. I like the move. I always wanted Darnold to get out of there. I definitely, some people know I wanted Darnold in Indy before we got anybody else because I knew he has potential in it, and I think he would have fit. But it is what it is. I think Carolina is a good fit for him. I think like they're still rebuilding, and they're gaining their chemistry. They got enough weapons, I think, to make a little bit of noise. They're not fully complete yet. I still think they need to adjust the coaching staff a little bit. Definitely offensive line, but they do have weapons. They're going to get McCaffrey back, who was pretty much their power horse. So that might be a scary trio with him, Robbie, and Darnold if they work it out right. But they still got a little bit of work to do. For the New York Colts, the Jets, on the other hand, I don't know what they're about to do. I don't know what they're about to do. They're pretty much crazy to me. They pretty much sign a bunch of backups or rejects from other teams. So hopefully they'll figure it out soon. But I think they're like years to go to actually become successful again.
I like the move, man. A couple of questions I do got about it. I think getting Darnold was great, especially for Robbie Anderson. He has chemistry. They played together with the Jets for a couple of years, as a matter of fact. So that's good for Darnold to see a familiar face. Like Mike mentioned, DJ Moore, a guy who can take the top off the defense just as well as Robbie Anderson can. So you can line those guys up anywhere on the field. He just missed Curtis Samuel by a year because if you notice, those guys last year, they lit it up. Even with Teddy Bridgewater, a guy who's check down Charlie is what I call him. He doesn't take a lot of risks at all. And I think that's what Joe Brady wants in that new offense. And that offense is not going to work unless you got a quarterback that's going to take shots. And Sam Darnold's going to do you that, and he has the arm talent to make it happen. He's not a statue back there. He can get out and run. He can move really well and make some great throws on the run, which we saw in that Colts game. We beat the hell out the Jets, but Sam Darnold made a couple of plays that made you say, whoa, this kid can really throw the ball. As far as the Jets, kudos to them. They got something back in return from them. Let's look at the Bears and Mitchell Trubisky, a failed quarterback who just ended up getting released, and they got nothing for him. So, with the type of success that Darnold's had, you have to be lucky just to get anything. So to get a second, a fourth, and a sixth, just consider yourself, lucky. You could cut ties with him. You want to start fresh with Robert Saleh, and hopefully y'all get it right, man. Hopefully Zach Wilson is everything y'all hope he be.
I don't think he will, but
I doubt it.
Well, we know you don't, Michael.
They set Robert up for
average
failure,
dude, man. I don't get it.
Average?
Hey.
They set Robert up for failure, man.
Hey, yeah.
I'll take Brissett over Wilson.
Oh my God! Kick him, mute him, do something.
I'm out. I got it. Yep, there we go. We work. Sorry, you want me to do that, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Well, listen, guys, we have 70 people in here right now. Thank you to everybody tuning in. If you guys haven't seen the Bring the Juice interview that we did with Taylor Stallworth, it was uploaded today. I have a link in the description for you guys to check that out if you guys want to check that out here in a little bit. It was a lot of fun. Taylor Stallworth was really cool. He mentioned several different times how, him and the locker room made it so easy for him to come in and just transition so well with this team. And he said, for coming in so late and only having a month to prepare, being able to come into an environment and feel like you're at home right away, made it so easy to be able to transition, which is great. Hopefully I hope other free agents hear that answer. I really do, because when they hear that, they say, oh, well, if I'm going to a new locker room, I want to be accepted right away. I want to fit right in. And the Colts certainly have that. So that's pretty awesome. But guys, I did want to ask all of you about this certain thing that was happening today. So I don't know whether it was yesterday or today, but the 22nd lawsuit has been filed against Deshaun Watson. I don't remember whether that was this morning or that was yesterday. But on top of it all, the first person that is actually being named came out just yesterday. She announced her name. And now also Beats by Dre, and I think Nike have suspended their partnerships with Deshaun Watson until this is all cleared up. Guys, look, a month ago, I think we were all in agreement here that this sounded just like a sham. We all kind of probably felt that way a little bit because we're like, oh, Deshaun Watson, come on. I mean, that just seems impossible. But, I mean, look, the days this keeps going on, it's making me nervous here, guys, because I just do not know what to think of all of it, because I'm starting to think the more these people keep coming out, man, it's hard to believe that 22 different people are just lying about it. It's hard to believe.
So I'll get in here real quick because I have to jump off. But at first, yeah, I did think it was just a crap show. You know, it wasn't a coincidence that all of this started popping up once Deshaun Watson started giving Houston the cold shoulder. The attorney is a friend of the McCain family. The attorney also has no credibility. So that's my 2 cents. But the fact that this lady, I believe her name was Ashley, right?
I'm not aware.
Okay, I believe her name was Ashley. She came
It's Ashley.
I believe she had like a separate lawyer, right?
Yeah, she had another one to go on top of the
lawyer. So first off, I mean, shout out to Ashley. I believe they had a press conference on Instagram Live, which is very weird. I've never heard of a lawyer attorney court press conference on Instagram Live before, but because of COVID, I guess they had to do what they needed to do. And I'll say this. If Deshaun Watson is proven innocent, something needs to be done about this attorney, whoever was behind driving this attorney to do this, these people that are coming forward. But if Deshaun Watson is guilty, man, dude, I want that dude put away for a very long time. So I'll leave it on that, guys. I actually have to jump off. But if y'all are still going, I'll hop back in, man.
All right, sounds good. Appreciate it, Michael.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah, that
what
whole
you think, Marcus?
That whole Deshaun Watson thing is crazy, bro. Like, I ain't want to believe it either, but like you said, with all these people coming out, with all these women coming out and, you know, making claims, hopefully they don't have proof that it's real. But if they do, it's just, I don't know what Deshaun Watson I know he's gonna go to jail, but I don't know if he's gonna ever play football again. He already lost the sponsors. That's the real question. What's next for him if that's real? Like that's the next step. So I don't know, man. Hopefully all of this gets figured out as soon as possible.
Yep.
I was looking at it as, you know, I didn't believe it was real. But once the first criminal suit, you know, was open, I was like, well, okay, something's there. Like, it's no way, you know, the police are now investigating it. It has to be something going on, man. And I'm honestly scared for the brother, bro. But if he done it, then he deserves whatever charge they give him, you know, throw the book at him. That's sick. That's disgusting. And we're not going to pretend that it's okay just because it's Deshaun Watson. No, it's not okay for nobody. He don't get a pass at all. But I do want people to wait before they cast judgment down and not just jump to a conclusion, whether one extreme, either way. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he did. I'm just waiting for the evidence so I can make, you know, a proper assumption, you know, before I go with anything.
Yeah, I stand the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to wait my turn to see what happens. But I mean, you know, and then we had this stuff that came out today. Former FSU football star and football player Travis Rudolph is now being accused and charged with first-degree murder and third-degree assault. Apparently Wednesday morning, he opened fire on 4 people. I'm not sure of the circumstances surrounding that, but it killed one person and wounded another. It messed up, first off. Like, I knew Travis Rudolph's story at Florida State, and he made quite an impression at Florida State, not just on the field, but off it as well, with making a connection with a kid who went to a school in Florida State as well. But I mean, wow. I mean, it's just, that's weird, you know, just to hear just out of the blue, somebody just, you know, doing something like that. I don't know what's going on. They haven't officially charged him yet, but they're looking to throw that at him. I mean, man, what is going on with these football players right now, man? A lot of them are just going crazy.
I don't know, but they need to stay in the house and stay to themselves. If anything, you got to try to stay productive and block out all the nonsense, man. If it's not positive vibes, then those type of activities is gonna follow you and carry you, man. So I don't know, but it's just nonsense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've been inside too long. Pandemic happened, and they was inside for a while, and now that they got back outside, these cats don't know how to act, man. I don't know what's going on, bro. This is crazy.
Oh man, Texans should have traded him a while ago. Now they'll get nothing in return. Well, I mean, nobody anticipated that he was gonna have this coming up. I mean, now you can say that, but I mean, it's whatever. But oh man, let me see if I can think of anything else going on here. What else has happened in the NFL world? Well, I mean, boys, we are, what is it now? Literally 22 days and 24 minutes until the NFL draft starts. I mean, how's that feel knowing the draft is right around the corner?
I can't wait to see who goes where. I think I'm going to be streaming it as well, just to get a live reaction to what happens. Yeah, I already know you and Cody got a thing going on, a plan, if they don't know about it, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I'm going to be live streaming reactions too. Everybody's going to be live that day. I think it's going to be
I need somebody
day for social media.
I need somebody to stream the crash, man. I'm going to be a stream bum.
The first 5 minutes, I need to tussle. I need a fight before the draft. Derek versus Cody to see who wins, so I can get my honest opinion on how it goes.
All right, I'm fine with that. We'll do that on the second day. We'll do that on the second day when there's more time, because I think Cody's only getting to my parents' place like an hour before the freaking draft starts, so we won't have time to deal with that. So yeah, that man's working that day and then driving over. So poor guy, but.
The only way to wake him up, man, is like sneaking a chair shot when he's not even looking, like right in the back.
Oh, trust me, dude. I'm used to playing as an offensive lineman. I know the lineman punch. I know how to get it to work. Believe me, it's a thing. And trust me, nobody taught it better than my old high school coach, because first practice, this man comes up to me, and not to mention he's like 6'4". He's about 290 pounds. So this is a big MFer, okay? And this man, bare-chested, comes up to me and just, bam, right into my chest. And oh my God, I had to hold it in so bad because I was hurting. I was just like this. But oh my God, I wanted to do this and fall over. I was in so much pain from that. Somebody's like, dude, did that hurt? Like, dude, you have no idea. Like no. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he
it didn't hurt. Like what? I'm still there.
No, man. Show no pain, right? We're in the Marines right now, right?
I got water and everything. I already know it did.
It hurt so bad you learn how to do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I want to do it to somebody else. That was fun. All right. So at 21, let's talk about hypotheticals here for a second. Say we stay at 21 and there's a lot of options at 21. I mean, what would you say? We go tackle with that first pick? Should we go with a defensive end with that first pick? Should we go corner at the first pick if the right guy is there and available? Rashad, I'll go with you first here. What's your initial response to that one?
It's so it depends on how the board fall, man. Because need for me is edge 1A and tackle 1B. It's no real gap between the two. It just depends on what side of the ball you fall on, But if the right guy is there, hypothetically, I expect Panay and Slater, of course, to be going. Darrisaw, more than likely. If those three are gone, I go edge for sure. But if Queepe is gone and Phillips is gone, then I may take a look at the corners. It's one of those type of things. It just depends strictly on how the board fall. I have guys I like at all those spots. You know, Darisaw would be ideal. I would have no problem if we got Darisaw at 21. I just don't want to reach for one of the guys that got second round grades just to fill that need at 21. You know, I would rather just take an edge rusher if that was the case. But I don't want to reach for anything.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, left tackle, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to go for that first. But my opinion is it's like 50-50. Whichever piece, edge rush or left tackle, they're both surrounded by great cast members. One side on the pass rush, you're next to DeForest Buckner, and the other, you're next to Quentin Nelson. So whichever piece you get, I feel like it's going to become a decent amount of ability anyway. So I'm pretty sure they'll probably go left tackle first. But like you said, whoever drops, I know there's going to be somebody that's going to drop to us, but they're predicting Tevin Jenkins. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll probably get a left tackle before anything.
Jake Cadiente, thank you very much for becoming a member as well. The Pass the Juice membership, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Here, let me fix that. Hold on. I'm gonna make this man a mod on the channel. Here we go. There we go. I got it. Got it worked out. Where's that Indianapolis horseshoe guy? Where's he at? He was here. I have to find his @ so that way I can get him. Hold on. Find it. Where's this man? I know he's a member, so I should see it on here, but I don't see it.
Yeah, we do it.
If he's in here again, I hope he responds. But
Jake is Coach Guy 505 in our elite chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing him the other day. Oh, okay. Yeah, Cold Sky 505. I got you.
Yeah.
How do you guys join and become a member? All you have to do is hit that join button. It's right below the likes and dislikes buttons on the stream. All you got to do is click that join button, and it gives you different options to become a member of the channel. Thank you guys very much for being here. Of course, Marcus is over here interacting with people in my own chat while on my stream.
Multitasking.
He's multitasking. That's what he is. Oh, man. What do we got here?
So how you feel, Derek, about 21?
Man, I have been on the pedestal of saying that we need to draft a left tackle in the first round. And I'm really not stopping anytime soon from that argument. I've always been amongst that if, you know, if the right guy is there, you take him. You don't ask any questions. You just take him. Now, it just depends how many get taken right off the bat. If you feel that all the ones that you wanted are taken in the first round and you feel like you can wait till the second round to go get one, honestly, I think most of us can agree here that it would be very likely that Ballard trades back a few picks to try and acquire some extra picks to be able to help balance that out, right? So maybe he gets another pick in the early second round, gets the left tackle that he can wait till the second round to get, but also acquires another pick so he can get somebody else. That sounds like something Ballard would do. But, you know, the edge rush department it's just not – it's not doing any numbers for me this year. Like, you know, there's very few guys on this edge department that I really like. You know, I think Jalen Phillips is the only guy that I would take in the first round if he was still there. That's the only one I'd be willing to take a chance on in this group, at least for a first round grade when it comes to that. And of course, you know, if the right corner's there, I'll take him. But odds are, I mean, we all agree here. I think JC Horn's not going to make it past 20 picks. No. I think he's number 2 corner on most. There's a lot of people that are having him as corner number 1. So do scouts view it that way? I have no idea, but you know, the outside noise makes you think that. But I just think if your left tackle's there, go get him. Just solidify that offensive line for the next 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, if I had my choice, I would trade back. I'll trade back, get a tackle, and get an edge rusher. Take a chance on one in the second round. And with that third round pick I gained from trading back, I would probably look for either a corner or a move tight end. I know they want to play making tight end really, really, really bad. So I would look to get that with my third pick. And the rest of just, having the draft falls after that, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care at all.
Do you not like Kwity Paye? Look, man, I like Kwity Paye. I think he's a great athlete. I think that's what he has going for him is he's raw. He's just an athlete. He's just an athlete in a big body. I mean, that's kind of what Phillips is, but I think Phillips has bigger upside. You got to teach Paye a little bit more. But again, I mean, I'll trust whatever Ballard does. I mean, I may not be high on Kwity Paye, but if Ballard drafts him, then I know he sees something in him. But I mean, I still do not understand why Destin, Michael, and all these other guys hate me for saying that I want Samuel Cosmi at 21. Look,
because
I know he does. I know
Destin
he does it. I know why Michael does it because he's TCU guy, so that's why. Okay, so his opinion doesn't matter on that statement because he's got bias. But I mean, ultimately, he doesn't do anything great, but he does nothing terribly. He's a good player in every sense of the word. He's a good player that just needs to basically become a little bit more effective in a few ways that he blocks. But I think overall, he's a good player, and he's obviously a good athlete. We saw his pro day and everything, but I see Rashad over here just giving me that smile like he knows, like he's just waiting for me to dig my demise. What, you disagree?
No, I think Cosmi's a solid player, but that description you gave, you're describing a second-round player. That's all. You're describing a second-round guy.
The way he was describing it, I was like, I felt the same way about Chaz Green, man. He's like, he's good, but he's not terrible.
Mute him, Dan.
All right, I got it. This is for you. Yeah. I love the mic cutout too. That's great. All right, you back.
I was kidding.
Yeah, sure. Oh man.
But Cosmi's not a bad player though. I don't want nobody to think I would be perfectly fine if we took Cosmi. I just don't want to take him at 21 because I feel like we can get him later. That would be the only thing.
I don't know if he's gonna fall. I honestly think somebody's gonna take him just because of the athlete he is. When you're 315 pounds and you can run a 4.7, I mean that's impressive when you're that big and can run something like that.
But I think there's so many tackles though. That's the only thing. There's a lot of them. So
it's a matter of who. Yeah. I mean, we kind of had that with the receivers last year. Exactly. Like everybody's just like, there's so many of them. Who does somebody value over this guy? I mean,
exactly.
The Eagles had Rhaegar over Justin Jefferson. I mean, they'll live to forget. They'll live to regret that for the rest of their lives.
That was insane.
That was so stupid, dude. I'm friends with a Eagles podcaster. He's a big Eagles influencer in the Eagles community, and oh my god, he was so mad when they passed up on Justin Jefferson.
Minnesota ran a pick in like ASAP. Like it wasn't Goodell didn't even get a chance to sit down before Minnesota turned that pick in.
They were like, "Yeah, right here, go." Like, before they changed their mind somehow.
Right. What?
Yeah. Oh man, that was dumb. I was like, you did not just do that. Like, why did you do that?
That was crazy.
And then on top of that, to draft Jalen Hurts in the second round too. I mean, that was certainly a great thing for them to do.
And I shouldn't be on here talking about offensive tackles. We seen what Dylan Radden's sister had to say to me on Twitter.
Why don't you tell everybody?
She told you.
So okay, so a random person, well, not a random person, a guy that's in the elite chat decided to ask me on the timeline, what do I think of Dylan Radens? Now, I had in my mock 1.0, I had us taking Dylan at 54 in the second round, which I thought was really good for him. I feel like I'm higher on him than a lot of people. But in the description that I gave of him, I said that he was a fairly average athlete, which he is. But he played well. He had good technique, moved his feet well, and was able to to stand people up. He stood a lot of pass rushers up, but people is going to counter that argument saying he didn't play against top competition. Fair. Same thing you can say about Trey Lance. So I said that in a tweet, and his sister the next morning, she came tweeting me and she said, you can't be an average athlete if you was MVP of the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the a-hole in me almost was like, well, actually, a lot of average athletes won MVP of the Senior Bowl, but I had to keep it professional, and I was like, well,
and especially if we do end up getting that boy, and then you ultimately want to try to get this man for an interview, his sister about to start spilling some shit about you. Be like, nah, man, don't.
I'm gonna have to find a new team to follow after that.
Steven, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? How are y'all doing?
Oh,
hey,
not too bad,
around
man.
On here, right?
Hey.
No horsing around on here.
Yeah, no horsing around out here.
Well, when Derek sent the thing and he was like, hey, we're not recording, we're not anything. It's just us talking. I was like, well, I can jump on for a few minutes. It's too early. I told Michael, I said, it's too early to run away from my kids. They're still awake. So I told my wife, I said, I got like 5 minutes to jump on here because I got to tell them something. She
there
said,
you
okay.
go. I appreciate you.
So what I was gonna tell you guys, because I was like, man, this is crazy what I found out. So I was sitting. Well, first of all, I was gonna say that it was a complete. I mean, I think I told Rashad I went to bed last night. I guess I went to bed too early because I woke up and I felt like you, Derek. I woke up to like 200 messages. Just that blew up everything. And
it wasn't like, 200 messages for me though.
It's not a bad thing. We just conversate.
No, not a bad day. It just caught me by surprise. And then I laughed because I'm looking at my phone. I was like, dang, my name has been brought up, like added. And my DMs are on there now. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, man, this might be.
Well, my brother's on there, too. And he was like, he saw my response. And he goes, man, for you to respond, it had to have pissed you off. And I was like, yeah, because I don't really tend to respond to any of it. But I was like, I'm going to jump on because I was going to tell you guys. So I get a message from another podcast, the AFC South Fan Battle one.
Oh, yeah.
The one that Destin went on, that we were going on. And they still wanted me to come on. They're still on the brawl. And she messages me. And she goes, hey.
I thought they left.
Not yet. They haven't officially done it, is what they told me. Is what she told me. Okay. They're basically she screenshot things and sent them to me because she said they're doing to them. He's doing to them what he did to me. He won't release her episodes, and she was like, I really don't care because I refused to give him my RSS feed. But it was like this is crazy. So
yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. We're just in this stream now where it's just like, we don't really care about that stuff anymore. We're not.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It was just
not even worried
day.
About it. Yeah, it's been a crazy day.
I am, however, I did catch the tail end. You guys brought me in right at the wrong moment because I was getting ready to harass Rashad about Trey Lance as like just someone in the chat bar, and then y'all brought me in.
I'm sorry, I ruined your comedic
I was like,
timing.
oh man, I was gonna surprise him real quick. It was gonna be a good time, but
you did catch me off guard.
I wasn't expecting I literally had it ready to send, and I had to delete it. I was like, man, I'm just gonna have to joke with him about it.
Yes.
Damn, I'm sorry. I ruined the comedic
I was so
there.
prepared, man. I had it. I was like, Trey Lance, really, Rashad? And then as soon as you tapped me in, I was like, dang it, I can't send it now.
No.
I'll just have to text it to him.
No, you can't.
But
it's
Marcus. How about that Taylor Stallworth interview, though? Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate
you. I was excited when someone mentioned – I got mentioned because someone had said something about Walt Phillier. And I was like, oh, man. Rashad tagged me on it. I was like, I didn't want to tell anybody because we were going to do our top 5 receivers. But he's in – I love him.
He better not be in your top 5. I know that.
Maybe he is, man. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't.
Had a 1.5.
He's like 5. But I love me, man. I love him. I love him.
1 out of 10, a 1.5
out of 10 on an athlete scale.
Yeah,
like that doesn't mean it. Come on, watch the tape, man. Watch the tape.
I know, but it's. Look, I'm
not saying take him in like the 3rd round, but if he's sitting around like the 6th, I'm okay.
Well, right, I get that, but it's like I just lost the fight versus my camera. Give me 1 second. I appreciate you, Marcus. It's whatever, but I'm normally not one of those people that likes to say the best athlete is the one that matters the most. I mean, honestly, when you look at some of the best wide receivers in football, it's not usually about the guys who are the best athletes. It's a lot of times who is the best route running wide receivers are the ones that ultimately are the best ones in the game. Last season, Devontae Adams, legendary at route running. Next best, Stephon Diggs. We know who he is. And then DeAndre Hopkins, a little bit of both. I mean, that boy's some hop, but he's also a smooth route runner too. So, I mean, the 3 best wide receivers in the game last season were the guys who run the routes the best. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but 1.5 though.
Bro. It's not great. It's not great. I mean, I struggle sometimes with it all, with the whole process, because I feel like as you look through, and I'm right too with it. You start looking through everything, and you lose track of the tape. You lose track of what he actually did.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Steven.
Did someone just say you were the
champion of the 2021 camera roll?
That was hilarious,
Marcus.
bro.
Oh man, that was good.
Salty. Look at this freaking.
My
face.
only thing is, like, when in situations like his, whenever you're undersized, if you're undersized, I feel like you have to be a supreme athlete in order to survive.
Well, that's like
NFL.
Rondell Moore. I mean, he looks just freakish,
Marcus.
but what is he, 5'7"?
Yeah, he's 5'7", man.
Marcus, make sure you I just saw a face that's perfect for a gift. Make sure you go back into the stream and you get it, man. I just saw it. It was great.
Do I get
if
one?
you don't do it, I will. Okay, and don't make me do it first.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, this one's for you, Rashad. Though, speaking of athleticism score, Redun scores over a 9.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh, sister's not going to be happy about that one.
I know,
Where is
right?
it? She might be in here right now.
She could be.
Didn't Cosby
Oh,
have
she
a
just left a
perfect
dislike.
Hey, no, not on my stream. No, drop it on their podcast. That's theirs, not mine.
Nope.
I don't own him.
Nope. Good suffer for the
Why you
bad.
got to come over here and dislike my stream because of this, man? I don't know what. Now it's got 2. What are y'all doing? Hey, I know that was you, Steven or Rashad. Don't do that to me.
I don't even know how to dislike it. Like, where do I go at for that?
No, you don't do nothing. Stop it. You don't do nothing.
Oh, I don't see anything.
Didn't Cosme have a perfect 10? No, I think he had like a 9.8 or something, which is like
it's only
was
one
like
person
really,
I saw.
really good.
No, it's 2 people I saw, I think, with a perfect 10, and one was a guard. And I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it is by name, but I think Cosme did have a really, really high score though.
Would you take Bateman at 21?
What? Yes, right. Book it. Yes.
Well, no, hey Rashad, man, I want to get Derek and Marcus's opinion on this. I want to see what they say. If you're sitting there, we've had this debate. If you're sitting at 21 and Bateman's available and J.C. Horn happens to be available, who you taking?
Horn.
J.C. Horn.
You take Jason Horn.
Horn.
Not even thinking twice about it. Not even close.
Yeah. Corner's a bigger.
It's a much bigger need at this moment in time, and he's a better player. I think.
Yeah. Sorry, the little Colt fan decided to come into the chat real quick.
All good. We enjoy it. Maybe it'll get rid of some of these dislikes, and maybe it'll get us some
Can
likes.
she throw
Hey
a rocket,
guys,
Rashad?
What'd you say?
Maybe. Hey, what do you
Yeah,
say to
where's-
the mic? What do you say?
Throw a rocket, Rashad.
You don't want to do it. She grabs my mic when I'm not around it, and she does my intro. So she always does but she says "Hello, Cold Nation," and she screams it, and she does it in every single fake mic around the house now.
maybe you should.
But she
just
won't
make
do it when
that
other
your
people are
intro.
looking.
Maybe you should just make that your intro.
know.
Just start screaming it. That would be great.
You know what's funny is if you listen to the intro music, then you'll see. Yeah. Then you'll hear her. So the intro music, you hear someone saying "Colt Nation," and it's
okay.
periodically throughout it. That's her.
Oh, sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah, my
That's
10-year-old didn't want to be any part of it. I asked her if she wanted to do the exit, and she said no.
She on a phone call now too, man. That's an agent.
She's talking
ready
to Ballard.
Hey, look, my brother's about to be 20 years old in a few days, and he is still camera shy as all can be. I mean, he does.
I feel like you get over it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the more time. I mean, some people are just natural at being on a camera. They just do not care at all. They're as
well. That's like Derek, I mean, you're just a natural, man.
I appreciate it. I'm not a natural. I would say I'm pretty good in front of it, but I mean,
I find it highly entertaining.
I appreciate it. I still stutter though. That's my issue. I still stutter.
Same.
That has to clear up a little bit. What do you guys think of Tremble, and what round do you see him going in? Steven, you're here last. Might as well just get your opinion first here. Thoughts on Tremble, and where do you see him going?
I mean, I like him. I find it interesting that at the pro day, you hear reports that Reich was talking with a position coach for I think the report I saw was 45 minutes. He was over there talking to him. So there's obvious interest. I know that you have to think that they're looking closely at him. I mean, they look closely at Notre Dame players anyway because they're right there. I mean, I don't know how early I'm taking him, but honestly, outside of like a Kyle Pitts, which we all know, there's no way on God's green earth he's dropping beyond like the top 7. I don't see any tight ends that I really like that would come early. I mean, if he's there 4th round, I mean, I don't know. You guys hear all my children in the background,
giant
right?
bang back there.
I might have to jump off
ECW
now and go
match.
deal with my children.
Yeah, somebody throwing a trash can or something. Like
she has a fake hammer.
Sandman versus
I hope it's
Sabu.
the fake one. Hey, everyone knows I'm an IU fan. It's like Bobby Knight right now.
Oh my god,
it's crazy. It's almost her bedtime, so that's the positive. But I mean, I don't. If we had a 3rd round pick, I'd say 3rd round. But I don't think I'm comfortable on the 2nd, so I got to say like 4th, just because I don't know how high they are on any tight end really.
Gotcha.
Congratulations to Julian Blackman. He just had his daughter.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's dope. That's
Let's
dope.
go, Juju.
Her name is Zella.
Zella?
Mhm.
Oh, I thought you said Zelda for a second. I was like,
that would have been cold.
Here
Oh,
comes
Lord.
the memes.
Yes.
Here you guys go.
Oh man, I used to be a crappy talker, but it's starting to come to me. I mean, I got really good with public speaking after a semester in college because the amount of presentations you have to give, you learn to adapt to talk to people really quickly. And if you don't, your grade's going to suffer. So, I always wanted to talk to people. I just never had, I was always really nervous and I sometimes didn't have the confidence. I think once I just got, I don't know, I think one thing that my college professor taught me was that everybody wants to watch you succeed when they watch you. It's not like they're all sitting here and they want you to fail. That's not the point. Like, they want you to succeed. They want you to tell them a speech that they're going to enjoy, because why would they want to listen to you if they just want you to fail? So it's like, okay, I got to stop thinking as if I'm going to fail and just think, okay, I'm going to just give this speech and then, hopefully they enjoy it. So that maybe just kind of took my mindset off of being nervous so much.
Makes sense.
Hey, I'm with you. I mean, I'm not a fan of public speaking, which is insane to think because, you jump on these or you do your podcast. But for my work, I got put into a group where I had to get up in front of talk for business reasons. It was a group of 85 to 100 people. And the first time I walked in, they didn't tell me that I was going to do that. And I do it every week now on a weekly basis. So it's kind of like there's just no more fear anymore because you have to do it for that. And I've had to do that for about 1.5 years now. So it just kind of goes away because you realize, hey, the mic's passing to me. I got to stand up in front of 100 people and I got to talk.
Yeah, I remember my stream in here. I had like 700 people in here. Like that, and it didn't even faze me. I did not care that there were 700 people because, it's not like I'm seeing it. I just know that 700 people are watching, so it certainly helps. But you guys know that the number one public fear, the number one fear amongst the entire human population is public speaking. The number one fear. You know what number 2 is? Death. People
would
are
rather
afraid of
die.
people are more afraid of public speaking than they are of dying. To be honest, it's completely true too.
Yeah, I did music my whole life from like the age of like 9, 10, talent shows, performances up until I was about 25. I want to say 25, 26. So I never had a fear of speaking in front of people. I was always comfortable in front of people. It never was a fear of mine. So I guess that's why I was able to get over that. You know, once I transitioned over to a podcast and streaming and stuff like that, it was never really a big nervous point for me or anything like that.
Tina, I don't remember this guy's name. What was he?
A mullet, didn't he, Derek?
Yeah, he had that
He
mullet.
wore like the single. He wore the belly shirt.
He had the belly sticking out. Yeah,
was it Wisconsin Whitewater or something? It was a Division III school.
Yeah, it was a Division III school. I can't remember his name.
Oh, it's not Whitewater. It wasn't Wisconsin Whitewater because I remember them talking that it wasn't even a powerhouse school.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think about it.
Dang, I cannot think about it. I know he played. He balled out. He was fantastic. I know that because they were saying he drove up the charts. But man, what was his name?
I don't remember his name, man.
So the guy that caught everybody off guard.
Yeah, the one that
shut
was like
everyone.
on the first day where he was like blocking people into the ground.
I'm gonna have to look this up. This is gonna
Yeah, you
bug
don't
me.
look this guy up.
I'm just gonna search ponytail belly shirt Senior Bowl.
Pinehurst? Is that his name? He looks like the word America, not America.
No, it's Quinn. It's Quinn Merst.
Quinn Mertz.
Yeah, the Dylan guy. We got it.
Yeah, Quinn Mertz. That's who it is. Yeah.
Dylan or Dylan Green. I think Dylan Green.
Dylan.
Hot fire.
Yeah, he was Wait.
We need a Rashad and Destin mixtape collab soon.
Relax,
They got me.
man. Relax.
I just thought of it where he was like, "Who's the best rappers? Dylan and Dylan and Dylan."
That's hilarious, man.
Oh shoot.
Oh man.
I'm just
That's
trying
crazy.
to enjoy
got
the
me.
sunset as it comes out through my window.
All right, quick question for everybody. Who is your favorite player in the draft, regardless of position, whether the coach could get him or not? Just your favorite player. Period.
It'll be Destin.
Who, Marcus?
Destin Adams.
Mute him, please.
Why I got to mute me?
I love when they're talking when they get muted.
You good now?
All right.
So who y'all got? I got mine, of
You're
course.
muted again. All right, we got.
But say well, I gotta answer this one and then I gotta go put the kids to bed. What was the question, Rashad?
Favorite person in the draft, regardless of whether the coach can get him or not. Just your favorite overall player in this draft.
Rashad knows mine.
I got an idea.
No,
who
that's
yours-
what I like.
Who you got?
For me, I mean,
Personal
regardless
favorite.
of position,
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether the Colts have a chance to get him or not.
Whether they
What's your
want him
favorite guy?
or not, just
Right.
pick a player.
For me, I would say Asante Samuel Jr.
I mean,
Asante
it's tough.
Samuel Jr.
Mhm.
Great player.
That's what
Great player.
I love him, man. I come from a huge Florida State family. I love him. We talked about him on the pod last time. It's kind of a sleeper cornerback pick that would be probably like second round.
Yeah, should be top of the second.
Man, I mean, I love J.C. Horn, but that's more of like I love him on the Colts. I mean, favorite player? I mean, Rashad's gonna love on this though. I mean, I don't know how he'll do. I don't know if it's all hype. Dude, Kyle Pitts is just ridiculous. He's
Yeah.
just insane.
We had conveniently we had 3 people in the chat say that exact same answer.
I mean, he's in. We were on the pod, and it was like we were talking about it, and it was like right after I think he ran the 4.46 as a tight end.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
he's retarded, man.
It's
I
just
watched this
insane.
film. I watched this
I mean,
film.
we had
again.
somebody ask us if he slipped, and it's like, man, he's not slipping. He may not get out of the top 5.
I think he's getting top 10. No
He's
question
insane.
about it.
Just
Yeah.
insane.
I just
But-
watched this film again last night, man. And I was just like,
Okay,
Jesus
I'm gonna
Christ.
jump off you guys so you don't have to hear my children screaming. I'll talk with y'all later.
All good. All good, man. You can hop back in later.
They're
if you
gonna
get a
sound like
chance.
me on draft night, man.
They'll be everywhere, man. I might have my phone, so then you'll see them passing by. You'll even catch my 10-year-old probably because this, where this goes. She's all about the video. When I came on your show the very first time, like 4 months ago, we were doing it. I'm gonna tell you this funny story, and then I'll go. But we were doing it, and you were asking me questions, and the questions were popping up with people. And a question popped up, and I saw the name, and it was like APB or something like that. And it was my wife's Gmail. And I was like, oh, she's asking questions. It was my daughter and her 10-year-old friend in the other room asking questions on the live stream.
What?
Bro,
I was like, hey, you watched? And she was like, yeah, you weren't that good.
bro.
Damn.
But I thought
Dad's
I'd drop
biggest
that
critic.
one. I know. She is my biggest critic. She only says I hit it big. She names like 5 big YouTubers that have like 50 million followers. She's like, when you get to talk to them, you can talk to me. I'm like, okay,
Wow.
great.
Oh,
Yeah, wait on
man.
the I'm telling you,
love
you just
it.
wait, Rashad.
I would be saying, you can start talking to me when you start paying the bills around here. That's all I'm
Right.
going to say, right?
She told me I'm not cool enough to say the word pod. She's like, you gotta say podcast, Dad.
Dude.
Like, Lordy.
She's hard.
When,
about
when
you,
she
man.
gets a podcast, then she can talk about that. So.
She's thinking about it, man. She's like, we're like, no 10-year-old faces on YouTube. Nope. We'll cross that bridge. But I'll see if I can't jump back in later. But I'm gonna go try to put the little one down, man.
All right, sounds good.
No
see
hustling
you guys.
around.
All right, so back to the main question at hand.
What's your answer, Derek?
There's 2 players that I love in this draft with a passion. Okay. First one, and I'll make it obvious because Ohio State is my baby. So
I knew it.
Justin Fields with Ohio State, one of my favorites. Listen, man, Mark Sanchez went on Pat McAfee's show today
I've
and
seen
was
it.
talking about just how intellectually good Justin Fields is. But look, man, I saw that guy come in, have a near broken several different ribs, and still came into that Clemson game and was dropping 50-yard bombs to his receiver and came in even though he was dying internally, still found the strength and the will to go back in and play out the rest of that game. And I mean, that's just something that I love. I know that a team who is going to draft him knows that's who the player they're going to get. And that's a great thing to have as a quarterback, is somebody who's willing to put the team over himself, which is exactly what you want in the quarterback. And the next one has to be Penei Sewell. I mean, the left tackle prospect of the century right here. I mean, just from a sheer size perspective and an athleticism standpoint, I mean, I love just what if the Colts somehow can get that man. I know
Knock
it
it
won't
off.
happen, but I know it ain't gonna happen. I'm just saying, if only, like, dude, I would be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest here. If Sewell were to land in Indianapolis, and in 2 to 3 years, that offensive line would be the best offensive line that has ever been assembled. I honestly believe that. When you have Big Q, Ryan Kelly, Braden Smith, and Sewell all at the same time playing on the same line, that would be the best offensive line that's ever been created. And nobody can tell me otherwise. Nobody.
Yeah, you can have them 4 and throw me at guard, and it'll still work.
Exactly my point.
Like,
You
Nah,
can
that
throw
is-
you
me at
Rashad.
guard. I
You
weigh
Rashad.
280, so like, I'm
oh
up
yeah,
there.
Derek. Yeah, put Derek at guard, man.
I weigh 280. I may not get thrown around too quickly, I might still be able to do a little bit.
Yeah, you
I can
definitely.
hold for 3 seconds. I can hold for 3 seconds.
3
It's about as
seconds
best
is a
as you
long time.
can- Yeah, it's a
Derek.
long time. It was enough for Phillip Rivers. So,
That point.
oh man.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, those are my
That's
2
hilarious.
guys. I love those. I love those guys.
Those are
If
two
the
great
Bengals-
players, though.
If the Bengals are dumb enough to not draft him, they deserve to lose Joe Burrow. They deserve to lose him.
They better
They're
not
gonna
do my
pick him.
guy Joe Burrow like that, man.
The Bengals are gonna pick him, man. They have to.
Please, they have to. They have to, right? I mean, there's no way they draft Jamar Chase, right?
No,
I mean-
you can't. Not when you already have Taj Boy. You got T. Higgins.
You
You got T. Higgins.
T.
And T.
Higgins.
Higgins looked good last year. He looked really good last year. So
Joe
There's no
Burrow
way.
is the kind of quarterback that can take average receivers and make them look really good, as long as he has an offensive line that can actually protect him.
Zach Wilson would be better than both.
What?
I see that in the chat.
Nah, bro.
Zach Wilson will be better than both. Who is both?
Where's
Define
Michael?
both.
He's talking about Fields and talking about I lost Rashad. Talking about being better than Sewell and come on, bro. You tripping. You tripping
Especially
out
for the
here.
Jets. Like, come on, seriously.
Nah. I'll pass.
Even
Honestly,
without the Jets.
I hope they draft him. I hope they do.
Oh,
I
me
hope they
too.
draft. I hope they do draft Zach Wilson so that way Justin Fields doesn't have to go there. I really do. I want Justin Fields to go to San Fran. I want him to go to San Fran where he can learn from Kyle Shanahan, play with that offensive line. He's going to have a team that knows how to run the ball. He's got a defense on the other side. He's got George Kittle to throw the ball to. That's great things for him. So, oh no, Lawrence and Fields. Oh, bro, you tripping? You tripping, my G? You tripping? Oh man. Oh, I hope Rashad comes back. Hold on a second.
Good. Good that he left.
When he comes back in, I'm just gonna say Marcus called you the N-word.
Oh my lord.
It doesn't matter because you're black. It's fine. You can say that.
I hate it here.
I can't say it, but you can. It's all good.
I hate it here.
One second.
We haven't had Destin on one of these. You know, Destin's actually kind of funny, surprisingly.
Yeah, he is. He is kind of funny. When I talk to him in person, he's actually pretty funny. So
Yeah. I did that episode with them on their podcast, and they were going back and forth. It was like Skip and Shannon. I was really laughing. I was like, I didn't expect this. Because it looked like when you see both of them and then they're talking, it's like, wait, like they're really funny.
yeah, because because ultimately, they do look like Skip and Shannon half the time when Shannon starts yelling and then Skip is just like lost and then Michael looks the same freaking way. Just like
right,
dude, like
Just to be explaining and Michael be he'd just be waving them off.
Dude, you should have seen his reaction when we did a mock draft. Like I think it was a month ago, and I put Najee Harris at number 16 to the Arizona Cardinals. I just said, sure, they could go corner, probably might, but I'm gonna mix it up. And I just said, look, I'm gonna just go with Najee Harris because something tells me something crazy gonna happen there. And Michael lost it in the Zoom call too. You should have seen it. It was hilarious.
Oh no.
Saw the podcast with Stallworth. Awesome pod. Thanks for the intro to Colts Nation. Culture Shock got on the pod earlier. Thanks for answering my questions. Keep her moving, fellas. Hey, appreciate it, Logan.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, yeah, you had your stream earlier. Did you just have like a bunch of random people on, or how did that work?
No, see what happened was I did a contest 2 days ago to try to find out the new name, right? And the stipulation was whoever had the best name would do a live stream with me. So I had 2 people come up with the same name and I had them join the podcast. I told them to have questions to be ready for a 30-minute podcast. They had their questions, we ran through, and it was pretty smooth, man.
Okay, that was cool. That was cool. I saw you had that. I saw you had the adult, and then you had the kid that was on there too. Is
I
that
was
kid a Ravens
surprised.
fan?
Yeah, I was surprised when he joined. I said, "What?" Like his whole wall was Ravens. He had the jersey. I was like, "What?"
I was
But
gonna say you had your buddy in Raven, I think was his name, that the
Yeah.
kid shouted out. So that was pretty funny. I laughed at that one.
Yeah, that was dope, man. I enjoyed that. But I was
That's
telling him
cool.
I'm going to try to do more giveaways and stuff. Maybe when I hit like 2K or something like that.
Yeah, dude, totally. I mean, yeah, and if you want to just from a podcast to a podcast advice from when you're trying to get those subs, if you're like struggling for the last 100, just put out a giveaway. Like I swear to God, they come everywhere. They come everywhere to you at that point. We did that. We've done that multiple times, and the subs come really freaking fast. So. And it's also too how you build good morale with your fan base too. Get a chance to put them on streams and be able to do giveaways. I know Cody and I will do one once we get to 7K. I think is what we were gonna do.
Nice. He's actually in your chat right now. Look, Ravens Nation.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in there. Shout out to Lil D's Corner.
Hey, Hunter Peterson, what's up, guys? Hey, Hunter, what's up, man? Nothing much, man. We're just chilling. It's a Wednesday night. Beautiful Wednesday night. Heck, I might actually open my windows tonight and just have the fan going. And I don't know. I want to play some Xbox, but I don't know what to play though. I got the options of NCAA football 14. I have 2K or I have zombies.
I actually have NCAA 14 as well on Xbox.
Yeah, I got the 14 before they started like blowing up on the internet. I've had that for a while, so I might just sell it because at this point you can sell it. I mean, people pay like $100 for that freaking thing. Seriously, yeah. I don't remember. It was right when Barstool was starting to stream it. It got popular again, and people were spending like $900 on a copy of it. It's like, damn, $900 for an old Xbox 360 game? You people are insane, bro.
Those college football games were so goated back in the day, man.
Oh, yeah, totally.
What was that? What was that Robinson kid from Michigan? The quarterback, like he was on the cover.
Yeah, Denard Robinson. Yeah, when Denard Robinson was in there. Yeah.
Good times.
Braxton Miller in there.
Nobody.
When Ohio State and Alabama were goated in that game.
Nobody cares about Ohio State.
Yeah, we do over here in this stream. You better be careful what you say.
Yeah, why you gonna beat me again?
Yep, I just might do that now, actually. You're good now. It's okay.
I hate it here.
Well, you can hate it some more. I muted you again. Folks, this is just the torture method at this point for my friend here. We're just gonna find different ways to torture him. Listen, right, I got 55 of you in the chat right now. I need some dirt on this guy right here. I need some dirt on this guy. Somebody dig into the archives and let me know what college does Marcus like.
LSU.
Oh, you fanboy.
You're right.
Let me guess. You liked them when Joe Burrow got there.
No, before. Before.
Okay, I got you. It only took a former Ohio State quarterback to come to LSU for you guys to become champions, huh?
Hey, man, that's all it took. We was looking for a quarterback for years, man. For years.
What the heck is that?
That is the sound of Warzone. Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh, no way.
Dude, I feel like all these games have to sponsor you now that we're mentioning them.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, if anybody wants to sponsor, I'm fine with it. I'll put a sponsorship. I'll put an ad right there in the very front. Don't mind doing that. Do not mind that at all. But
Andrew, it's not funny. Don't mind it. Nothing happened.
Nah, Marcus is chill, bro. Nah, come on, man.
Okay.
There's everybody's got something.
My first video on my channel wasn't Colts related. I guess that's
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was very cringe, actually.
Hey.
Of course.
Oh, that's good, man.
Okay.
Fights cameras in his spare time. Oh, that's funny. I've never had a camera issue before, I don't think, during a stream or a podcast or anything. I just never moved my camera. So
Yeah, I think I kind of like stretched too far and the headphones just yanked the whole thing off.
I do that sometimes with my mic though. Like when my cord will get underneath my leg somehow, and like when I sit down, it'll just yank the thing like down. I have to be careful of that because if I mess this jack cord up, I might do something terrible. Hunter Peterson with the $2 super chat.
Yes,
Thank you very much,
sir.
Hunter. I'm excited for football to be back. Colts Nation. Oh, you know it, dude. I can't wait. Heck, we got less than 22 days now for the NFL draft. So
Who wears number 22?
on the Colts,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone does.
You know, I was going to start to do that before it gets to the NFL season. I was going to put whoever number it is, like the days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I was going to make a hype video too before the season starts. I think it's going to be dope.
I like the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You know I'm not jumping on any bandwagon with that. You don't have to jump on the bandwagon. You're already in the cornfields, bro. You ain't got to worry about no bandwagon. And on top of that, you guys just get beat by us by 35 every year. So it's okay. It's all right.
I got a question.
Okay,
While
sure.
waiting for Richard and Michael to come back, who is your favorite college football player of all time?
Of all time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I have to think back to when I actually watched college football. And when
There was a lot of them.
Yeah, and I mainly stuck to Ohio State players. I'm trying to think because I was too young for Adrian Peterson. I remember him in college, but I didn't watch him. I'll say this. Outside of the Ohio State realm, the guy that really got me into college football from the big jump was Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was my favorite because, he was just a different animal on that field. I mean, he was just a different kind of player, and you could tell just from every game that he went on the field, just nobody could keep up with that man. He was the perfect combination of size, strength, and speed.
Facts, man. Sarah said Tim Tebow. I was like, Tim Tebow is probably one of the best to ever do it in college.
Yeah, he's got a repertoire, that's for sure.
Yeah, my favorite player was Honey Badger for LSU. That dude, he did pretty much everything: forced fumbles, interceptions, sack, kick returns, punt returns, pick six.
Yeah, Tyrann Mathieu was an everything. I mean, he was the Honey Badger for a reason.
He was crazy, man.
Yep, he was fun to watch.
I enjoyed every
Good night,
second.
Tina. Appreciate it. Are you doing a first round live reaction stream? Cody and I are going to stream the first round and the second and third rounds. We'll stream the second day as well. We won't stream we will not be streaming the 4th through the 7th because there's no point in that. We're just going to be making videos based off that stuff. But yeah, we'll be doing first round, second and third for sure.
I want to see what trades are going to happen on draft day. I know it's going to be something.
I can't wait for that. Fields to join that awesome line of OSU quarterbacks at the next level. Wait, I can't think of one. Funny. Yes, you're right. And that's the only reason why people are talking smack about him is because that's the only thing that they can say, even though Justin Fields is far and above every quarterback that's ever gone to Ohio State.
He's going to take that Terrell Pryor route and just switch to wide receiver, man.
No, that's not how that works. He ain't Dwayne Haskins, okay?
Oh, God, don't get me started.
Look, Dwayne Haskins should have returned for another year, man. Should have returned for another year. It's the whole point. He played for 1 year. I never like quarterbacks that play for 1 year and then they're all of a sudden this magically great quarterback. That's not true. That's never worked that way. Even Joe Burrow's never been that way. Joe Burrow played 2 full seasons at LSU, and he played half a season with Ohio State and played a full season with LSU, and then played that amazing year that he had. So he had many years of experience, but that's why I'm not high on Mac Jones. Mac Jones is a 1-year starter. He's actually a 2-year starter, but he got benched for a little bit of it because of, him being trash his junior year. But I mean, he really didn't do that much though. Oh, nice. Day 1 and 2. Can't wait. Absolutely, Brandon. Is Marcus going to stream the draft?
Yes.
So there you go. Y'all will have all of us.
Your timeline is going to be flooded, basically.
Yep. You guys I hope that every single one of you have multiple phones or laptops
open,
so you can watch him. You can watch him and then watch me. It's simple as that.
You can mute me, but watch them with the sound on.
Exactly.
Just have my chat up on the side.
There you go. Justin Fields going to the Niners. I sure hope so. What are the chances of Colts getting the Notre Dame left tackle? Oh, Eichenberg. Well, most consensus say that he's going to be a 2nd-round guy, so it's possible. It's quite possible, but who knows if the Colts like him or not. Derek, what's your favorite NFL team? It's the Colts. Colts, absolutely.
Cody likes the Panthers.
Yeah, they're his favorite NFC team now.
Yeah, I've seen that, man.
Hold on 1 second.
I miss Cody.
Okay, what's Steven sending us in the group chat right now?
Let me see. Interesting. When that was brought up in here, I was like, oh boy. I tried to switch the topic. When that was brought up in here. So I was like, hey, how about that interview?
Sports media, news, and analysis. 230,000 followers.
Yeah.
And they're putting that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yikers. We're going to refrain from that, though.
Yep.
Talk about it for right now.
So, who do you have next for the lineup of interviews that's not included? That I'm not included?
Well, nothing's been set in stone yet of anyone yet, but I do know that Cody is talking with somebody in Al-Qadi Muhammad's camp, and group of guys. So we'll see how that works.
Nice.
We're talking with them. We'll see if we can get a date and time figured out for that, but that's hopefully getting done soon. Cody and I had talks with this one guy who was trying to get Nyheim Hines on our podcast, but we haven't heard from him at all. And we're just not sure if that's ever going to work out, but we're attacking the defensive linemen this offseason, apparently.
That is a great way to go because we need to hear what their mindset is right now going into next season.
Yeah.
I actually shot my shot at us try to get an interview with the Hall of Famer the other day, and he sent me a link to his website to buy his merch. That was his response. Who's your favorite non-Colts NFL team? The Packers with Aaron Rodgers?
The Washington football team.
I like that.
I got all those Ohio State boys that are over there. You got Chase Young and you got Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel over there now. Hell yeah.
Alabama and Ohio
What can I
State.
say, bro? What can I say? I just like my Buckeye boys succeeding in the NFL, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, you got two of them right now on the Colts that kind of look like they're on their way out too. Just saying.
Well, one of them may potentially be on his way out. I think the other one proved that he deserves to at least have his chance still.
He better step it up.
I mean, Tyquan Lewis was okay last year. I mean, he definitely was. He was on the chopping block in training camp, and then just decided that I'm going to have the best training camp of my life, and he did. So, but I mean, Paris Campbell's not going to have a whole lot of chances left. So,
I thought what was funny was after you guys tweeted out that Taylor Stallworth thing. Right after that, I seen a thread of Taylor Stallworth's name, and they was all like slandering him, like when we acquired him. Like I thought it was funny. It was tweets from like a long time ago. I was about to quote all of it, like, "Wow, it's kind of crazy how you change your opinion now." Like it was.
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, I'll be honest, and Cody and I kind of talked to him for a few minutes outside of the pod, and we were just like, we kind of were that same. We had the same kind of reaction. We were just like, we really didn't have a whole lot of idea of your name when we heard, and then we started doing some digging, and we started realizing what it was about, and then obviously you come to the team and you perform very well, you do really well in your role. So it was like, oh, that was great. I mean, you proved everybody wrong who was like, this guy's a nobody. Well, he played a pretty dominant role in that run defense for sure. So, it was really awesome to see him do that.
Yeah.
Malik Hooker was from Ohio State too. Yeah, but he ain't on the Colts right now though. That's the thing. So
that don't let him off the hook.
Yeah,
hey, you
exactly.
See what I did there?
Well, look, the reason also why I like Washington is because I like Ron Rivera. Yeah. I said that when Washington hired him, that was the perfect hire for the Washington football team because they needed a guy that was going to start holding players accountable and start taking responsibility. And immediately that started happening. The culture in that locker room changed immediately. And now that team actually, if I'm going to be completely honest, they figure out who, and the thing is they have the quarterback right now that could fuel this team to go forward for another year or two until they figure out their long-term solution. Honestly, right now, the best team in the NFC East is the Washington football team, and it's not even close. I mean, they are the best. I mean, the Cowboys are still behind. The Giants are ascending, but they still got to figure out some things with their offense. And then the Eagles are just trash. So,
thanks for Carson though.
How much would I have to pay y'all to help me get an interview with DeMichael Harris? Do I email or mail the Colts PR? You can email Colts PR. That's absolutely something you could do. Just ask them if you'd be able to do that.
How do y'all feel about the new 17-game season? Gives us an extra shot at making the playoffs. I'm not mad at it. And an extra shot for home field advantage, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, D, we're still alive. I'm not going to put that notification up there because it'll probably get me demonetized. Even though I feel like I'm already getting this stream demonetized anyway, but we'll see.
Probably.
There's been a few words that have been said that probably would have got me.
I heard a few earlier too. I was like,
the C word was brought up too. Like, I don't know who said it.
The R word was heard. I heard the R word earlier. I don't know.
The R word.
Yeah, I wouldn't spell it out, but I was like, oh.
Okay. Oh man. I'm paying $20 to get a cameo from Leonard. Hey, that never a bad idea. We had a cameo from Jeff Saturday from before, so that was pretty cool.
Dope. That was
pretty cool.
Playoff time too.
Yeah, especially.
I want to have a TikTok with Blue, the mascot. I want to make one with him.
I would love to see that. Just to have you and him do a
maybe Kenny Moore can join. I seen that the other day.
just see you in the middle with Blue doing the air hump and then Kenny doing his thing on the side, and you're just over here just doing your little thing with it, just doing a little shimmy. That would be the funniest thing in the world to see. That's the content I pay to see.
Yes, we need to make it happen.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm gonna hop off at some point because I don't think Destin's gonna come back on. Steven's probably not going to come back on at some point here soon, but Rashad had his phone die. So yikers. Probably go for a few more minutes, guys, and then we'll call it a night. I think that'll be the end of this one. Thank you to everyone though that's been chilling with us.
Shout out to everybody that hit the like button. Appreciate you. About time. Yes, Kenny Schefter.
Yep, Kenny Schefter. Just make that man part of ESPN's work at this point.
We need to make a part of the section for the stable, a gaming section, so we can get one of these squeakers to play Fortnite. They get a lot of viewers to help us gain our viewers too.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Hi guys, Jamie Oliver here. Find a flight and then refresh. No change these. Look now on Kaya.
I do wish that Eric could have made this song work in the intro, but it sucks that he couldn't have made this work because it's got such a good beat.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's Cody.
Who'd you take off? Hey, you have no idea, bro.
Doesn't look like Justin's getting much action out there. Yeah, I think he's just waiting it out. I think we're like the last resort for Justin Houston if he doesn't go anywhere else.
Right. I don't think Justin Houston's in a ginormous hurry to get a contract signed anyway.
Right. You mentioned that earlier, Logan.
No idea, Logan. That's the beauty of having Ballard as our GM. We just have no idea.
I love it. I love the suspense. Who do you think is the biggest threat to stopping the Colts next year? Which team? Last year I said the Bills, and looked like I was right.
You got to think about that.
Yeah. I would say the Ravens.
Yeah.
But I gotta give them to like maybe week 7 to actually figure that out because they kind of turned up late. But last year I had the Bills. This year it might be the Ravens. I'm not too sold on the Chiefs, so I think the Ravens will be that team. Because they're literally just one piece away from being successful. It is a tough schedule. I think we're going to have our moment where we go on a win streak, but the one game we lose, I think that's when we're going to start to try to find our identity again. You think Rodgers should retire and become the host of Jeopardy full time? You seen that episode?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That episode was funny. That guy answered and said, "Who idea was it to go for it on fourth down?
To go for it on instead of kicking the field goal." Yeah.
He said that is a great.
Yeah, he tried to hold back the laugh for sure.
Oh man! Every time I see Aaron Rodgers laugh, it's just like it's not normal. So it makes it even more funny. The Packers don't deserve Rodgers. Indianapolis do.
Yep.
Depends on whether Wentz is firing on all cylinders. We don't really need much from Wentz to be successful on offense to actually win games. We just need him to do a little bit, maybe 50%.
Oh, hold on. My guy is here.
Control the
My guy.
turnovers and we'll be good.
Lawrence!
Lawrence is here.
What's going on, guys? Sorry it took me so long. I was busy as a Patriots outsider on Dear Pats Nation. So just ended, and here I am, man. I appreciate the invite, Derek. Appreciate it a lot.
Hey, no problem, man. We're just chilling. You know, we were actually like 2 minutes away from just cutting out before you hopped in here. So we're just chilling, man. We're just having a good time. How's the weather down there?
Well, down there, I'm
up there, down there, over there. I don't know. You're there. I don't know.
I'm 60 miles north of Indy. I'm right between Indy and Fort Wayne, and we had a little thunderstorm roll through while I was in Kokomo at the Men's Warehouse earlier. But that was a nice little downpour that happened. But now it's still warm. Wow, I can't believe how warm it's gotten over the past few days. So.
Yeah,
but
they said that we were beating like average temperatures by like 15 degrees. Like, it's hot.
Well, yeah, I got sweat still on my face. I just did that scream.
How was the rest of your birthday?
Like I told other people, I had it was my birthday, and generally I do my own cooking and stuff. And I was like, I'm not cooking today, so I ended up eating fish sticks for supper.
So, all good, man. All good. Hey, fish sticks are good. You know, it depends on where you get them from, but you know, I'm not much of a fish guy myself. You know, I'm okay with seafood. You know, I'll have crab legs and I eat shrimp all day long, but I love fish. I can't have shellfish. I'm allergic. So, you know, your crab legs and shrimp and lobster and oysters and crabs and all that other, I can't have any of that. You know, I'll swell up and die. I know not to invite this man to Red Lobster. What's
that other place?
Just give him
I can't eat at all. Long John's. I can't eat Long John Silver's at all.
Long John Silver's?
Yeah, I can't have any of it. And because even their chicken is fried in the same oil. You know?
Oh yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah, true.
That is dumb. I mean, all we got to do is give Lawrence the biscuits at Red Lobster, and he's good.
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with them biscuits, bro. Those things are a godsend.
Goated.
I've had. See, that's the thing. I like the Hush Puppies from the place I just got done talking about. But I can't eat them from there, so I buy the packaged stuff that's theirs from the store, and I'll make it myself because I mean I love the flavor of it. It's just I have to cook it myself, so I know that it's cooked in oil that I can actually use. So we're sitting here talking about my allergies and our food on a chill stream. That's interesting. That's great.
You know, we think outside the box here on our chill streams. Okay.
Yeah, I see JDW and Nomadic and Logan. All you guys, man, that's great. So, what's the like on this? How many likes we got on this stream so far? I'm just curious because
we got 40. We got 40 on here right now.
40 in an hour and a half. Come on, guys.
I know we only had about 72 people in here at our peak. So we didn't have.
It's because Derek kept muting me. That's why.
Yeah, I kept muting this man over here because you know he's spewing some garbage earlier about some draft picks. So.
I thought I made a draft pick.
I've been muting people all day. So.
Derek feels like he's God sitting there. Mute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a mute button. I don't need I don't want to use the mouse to mute. I just want to have a button where I can just mute. Just like mute mics over here, but I don't have that power yet.
Dylan, seriously. I was not talking about that.
Yeah, this man dropped his camera like in the midst of the recording, and he just freaking drops it, and it falls on the floor, and it knocks him out of the stream. And then everybody's been making the camera meme. It's like he's the host of the camera brawl. Is a 50-50 record against the cameras.
I've had that once, man. I was sitting here live streaming and just everything was going great, and then I had a cramp in my thigh, and I kicked my foot out and hit my damn tripod with my camera. My camera went flying, and I was like, "Oh crap!" Caught it, picked it up. Do you have pets that are in your recording room? Because I do. I've got cats, and my cats will go up and rub up on the legs of the camera base, the tripod. And the camera crazy.
That's funny. I do that sometimes with my mic. Like sometimes the cord, because the cord comes out of the mic here and it hangs down right near where I sit. So it's like, if I sit down weird or if it gets underneath my leg, then sometimes I'll accidentally yank my mic and it'll either yank the headphone jack out or it'll knock the microphone out of place. And I gotta fix that. So that happens.
Tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm going to do a live stream, and the topic is where we think Malik Hooker might end up. Okay. And I was wondering if either of you guys wanted to join me to talk about that.
I'll join.
Sure.
All right. No, that's cool. Because I figured, heck, I'm here because I can't do my podcast on Friday because, well, I'll be in Indianapolis covering a professional basketball team. So
nice.
It's not the Pacers, it's the Indy Express, but still it's a professional basketball team. That new job of mine. So yeah, I thought Malik, JDW right there where it says I thought Malik was going to go to Dallas. So did I. And then they signed the other safety that tore his Achilles heel last year. I didn't know there was more than one.
With these these leg injuries, man. I mean, these things are becoming just so common now. So
I had a question for you. For your Indy Express interviews, are you going to bring your mug with you? Like your coffee mug?
Yeah, with
yes. It is goated, man. It's like a trademark.
A trademark for me.
Yes.
That is an interesting. I may do that. Now that's the thing, though, man, because I've got my own my own coffee mug merch that's coming in, and it might end up getting switched out because it is what it is. But yeah, I keep this here with me all the time. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Lawrence?
Brady Bunch cameras.
Oh, right. Derek's got to be the center of attention.
Time to mix it up a little bit. Hold up. Here we go. Now you're all muted.
Wow.
You guys don't get time on my stream here.
I hate it here.
It's just a Zoom call here now, boys.
But it's not an interview. I'm calling the game. You know that, right? I'm straight. Yeah.
I worded it wrong. You're right.
And here's the thing that's the big issue is he gave me the job title of broadcast coordinator, which means I'm in charge of making sure that the camera guy is there, the camera's set up properly, the stream is running right. I have no one to run the camera. I'm supposed to hire a camera guy, and I have been looking around everywhere. I can't find anybody. I told the guy who owns the Indy Express, and he says that he'll find someone at least the first couple games, but I need to find somebody. And I'm like, all right. But I mean, I'm just a guy who, normal everyday person, and anyone that is of age to do something like that has a life and a real full-time job and can't, go do something like that on specific dates. So that's going to be a difficult. And I think he wants me to pay him out of my salary, but I don't.
I mean, man, look, it's might be a lot, but I mean, it's honestly good for like resume per se. Better for it to be a coordinating position rather than just a broadcasting, because broadcasting limits that somewhat, but with coordinating, you have that coordinating experience that people can say, oh, so you've been in charge of organizing things like that. Yep.
Mhm.
I've done that before. So it's like, say you want to do some kind of coordinate or have a job that's lined up in the future that requires that same kind of coordinating experience, then you have it. So,
Okay.
hey, listen, if you want I've never operated a camera before, but if I'm the last resort, I'll drive up to Indianapolis and I'll do it for you.
That's cool.
I don't mind.
I don't think Michael will do it. That's a bit of a trip, 4 times a month or something.
Yeah, this man definitely ain't coming over to my place to watch the draft. It was what, 17 hours?
Yeah.
17-hour drive.
You talking about Senate Lake? I was like, dude, that's like halfway across the country.
Yeah, that
Most
is
of the
halfway.
driving is going to be getting out of Texas.
You're right. At least it's not as bad as trying to
I
get
just
out
told
of
you to
California.
fly. That's all it is. You just got to fly.
Yeah.
You can probably get on one of these airlines that are like desperate to fill their seats because, they keep throwing people off for not wearing their freaking masks because they throw 2-year-olds off for not wearing freaking masks.
I didn't think that masks were required under the age of 5.
They aren't, but apparently some airline people don't care. Like the flight attendants still do not give a shit. They will just still throw you off the plane for nothing. The worst part is that video that came out about that Delta flight. The worst part is not only did they kick off the family, they kicked off the entire flight. They kicked everyone off the flight so they could disinfect the entire flight just to put everybody back on it. It's like, what? Like, why? Why?
Children 2 and under, they ain't going to wear that. They're going to try to eat it, and then it's a suffocating hazard. Come on.
Not to mention the kid was eating when the flight attendants were talking. It's like, hello, we're allowed to eat with our mask off. I mean, I thought that was a rule, but apparently you need to do this. You need to clip you need to clip a little hole right here. So
Indiana
You're looking like Big Bird on the plane trying to eat.
Right.
People are just batshit insane at this point, man.
No
about
kidding.
all this stuff.
Tell
Seriously.
me about it.
I didn't realize. I knew that. So I dropped a poll on Twitter. I'm sure all of you seen it. About if you were in charge at the 21st pick and Jalen Phillips and Cosme were there, what would you do?
Oh,
And that became,
Trade back.
There was a trade back option there too, and it became a pretty big top. I mean, I've got a lot of votes on that, and a lot of people have trade back. Cosme, the biggest of that was most like 50% of the people said that they would pick Jalen Phillips, and then like 20% said Cosme, and then 30% said they would trade back.
Okay.
So
It's interesting how many
that was-
people actually wanted Phillips out of that scenario.
Well, I think a lot of people realize that how deep the draft is at tackle, and that there's going to be more guys there past that point, but it is not deep at pass rush. So I kind of get it, but at the same time, I mean, there is no real wrong answer there. I put 3 answers that I think I would be okay with on all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. Did he mute you, or did you mute yourself?
He muted
Nah,
himself.
I muted myself.
I was about to blame Derek again.
I mean, you can still do so.
Yeah, I could do that just right now. I mean, like I just did. Yeah, give me that face, you little.
What the heck?
I've been on the stream for 2 hours now, and I'm mad that nobody has said anything about this. Like how nobody has said anything about this yet.
About what?
I didn't know if like anybody's noticed it, but like
About
I either
what?
normally have the full beard or I have nothing, but I decided to just go with the goatee.
A full beard,
I haven't noticed.
dude. You've
You
never
always
had
had
a
a
beard
full
in your
beard? I
life.
Yeah, I've
I
had
don't
a full
remember.
beard before. I don't grow like the full thing out, but like I'll have facial hair like all the way around, and it'll go cheek to cheek, and
Oh,
it
Peach
the
fuzz?
baby
Peach
stash,
fuzz? You'll have
okay.
peach fuzz.
The baby stash. yeah.
no, man, no.
Out here looking like
Is
Scott
that day
Pollard.
after you shave, man. That's
I-
when that stuff comes in.
I purposely keep my facial hair about this long. and that's it. It never gets any longer. I hit it about every 2 days just to make sure it don't, because I can't stand the scruffy. Like with you up there, man, that stuff right there would itch my neck so bad. Oh my
Dude,
God.
I hate it. Yeah. Like, I don't know how you deal with it.
But it's your look, so that's good.
Even the amount of stuff that Michael has on that chin is way too much. It's still
It's not
way
even
too
a
much.
lie.
Bro.
It's not a lot, but it's still too much for me.
Dude, if you come down south, it is a Mexican thing. It
All right.
is.
Don't do the light skin face. We get it. Don't do the light skin. He was like, see down here in Texas.
Like my friends like this. But nah, like we
I
do
just see
this.
the couple guys that have the little tiny one just right here on the bottom of the chin.
Oh,
It's like 4 strings.
I was
Those are
thinking
the
about
guys that
growing
have
my
the
beard
bald
out and
heads.
having the fade in right here, but I was just like, nah, I'm not trying to have like a basic haircut that everyone's getting nowadays. So I was just like, nah, I'll just keep this right here. Yes, baby.
I think I'm just gonna keep this, to be honest. I think I'm
I
probably
thought he
just
was
gonna
calling you baby.
So guys, my girlfriend kind of told me no to that fade in thing. So
Uh-huh.
I'll stick to this right here.
No.
Oh man.
Okay. Love you.
Aww.
Does she feel better?
Brian,
Is she feeling better?
Brian said
Did
he
she feel
thought
better?
Derek's face was just dirty. Yeah, it's a chocolate milk stash, isn't it, Brian?
A milk stash
A chocolate milk
yeah.
stash.
You know, you get that the white milk
On Marcus?
You know, mustache right
No.
on.
no on.
No, you like.
He's pointing at me
like-
You, homie.
Like this guy.
I don't think I have a mustache.
It's hard
Do
to
I?
figure out where.
No,
the
I can't tell. But then again, I don't see a mustache on a lot. Well, it's hard to like me. I got lighter colored hair, so my hair don't show up as much on camera. So
And I don't know. I think my face may be dirty. We were working in a apartment that caught on fire, so all that smoke is probably still on here after I washed
Oh,
my
you're
face.
like-
well, after
firefighter
your
today.
job, I mean, you got a job where that could happen, you know. So
Oh yeah, like this
Okay,
is,
JDW, what are you talking about right
What?
here, bro? This man over here wilding, bro. He over here wilding.
Stick to your WWE theme song.
Wait, what? I didn't tell Derek I love him.
Yeah, he was telling Marcus.
I
All
wasn't
right?
telling Marcus. I was talking to my woman.
yeah, you were
Just a-
talking to your woman, but you was like,
He was
this.
looking up at Marcus.
and it looked like he was
The
From
looking
one
right at
black
him.
man
The
to
Brady-
another. Okay, that's
Man,
just
I'm a
it.
grown ass man. Don't be telling me that. Oh, someone else I love. Man.
Oh man. We always love having Michael on here, guys, because
Yes.
it's always comedic gold when we just get him to freelance about anything.
Bro, because
Last
you
time we
keep
had
coming
this
at
man
me
on
with
here, we had
blasphemous
so
stuff.
many gifts.
Yeah,
Marcus-
Oh yeah, Marcus
so many
is the
great
king.
I got about 3 already, thanks to Derek.
Oh wait, hold
Yeah,
on.
I got three.
Let me get you one right here.
Oh my!
What can we do
God,
with that one? That is just
I don't know.
weird.
I just did
That
something.
just looks weird.
All right, you know the name of it is gonna be when Chris Brown is thinking about trading the first round
thank
pick.
you.
Like, it's gonna be like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Or he picks I don't know, like a long snapper in the first pick of the draft, and everybody's like,
And then we all got to yell, trust Chris Ballard.
No, everybody's gonna say fire ballad if that happens.
and then,
Yeah, I think even I would.
and then the long snapper comes out and he ends up being like the starting offensive tackle instead and becomes a Pro Bowler, and we're all eating our words because that's what Ballard does.
Yep, absolutely.
Marcus, get all the guys. What?
He's talking like he wants us to get every single one of the Blue Stable guys in here.
Oh, I was about to say,
I
Marcus.
will hope
Yeah.
that's what he's saying.
Derek, you ain't get much to come with you. There,
Damn.
what you doing? Come on, man. Listen,
Hey,
I might
Marco.
just keep this though. I might just let it. I might
I
just
know.
let it fill out a little bit.
Keep
Though.
what, Derek?
What? The freaking goatee, bro. I know
There is
it's
no
not as
goatee. You just got
I
the
know
bottom
it's
part.
not as full as yours, bro, but Jesus. It's only been like 2 days. I haven't shaved yet. I just shaved this. Jeez.
So what happened to 2 weeks ago when we were on? I didn't see nothing then.
I've shaved probably. I get that so much. I get that so much from my mom. My mom absolutely hates facial hair. So like she always is telling me to shave. I'm like, can you just not sometimes, like I prefer to like have a little bit of facial hair, I obviously don't like that shit to be too long. I like to sometimes just have a full beard, as long as I make it look nice.
Derek, wait until you hit your like late 30s and you're like, I don't want to mess with it nearly as much, because that's where I'm at. I'm like, I just don't even want to freaking mess with it too much. That's why I got the clippers, and I'm like every few days just done,
I got you.
I hated shaving on a daily basis. It sucks.
Yeah.
All I do is just get to my barber and he just raises me up.
A little bit of quick stuff.
Hey man, Marcus, you know that grown man juice at a barbershop? You don't know, you ain't never been to a barbershop, man, Mark.
The last time, because I have a personal barber, so I don't go to barbershops.
Oh, you go to like a personal barber's house?
Yeah, he comes here.
Okay, yeah, a couple of my friends do that. I go to Aftermath on, like y'all live here, like y'all know where that is. I go to a place where it's called Aftermath, and my guy Briscoe, after he gets done, he gets that alcohol and he wipes it all over.
Yeah.
Dude,
it burns.
Dude, that is the worst burn to any man. I do not care.
I feel like sometimes the barber, when I used to go, they be trolling. Like they'll wait a second, and then you don't even expect it. Then you be like, just get you in the back of the neck.
Bro, one time I played a prank on my barber. Once he got done, he got the mirror, he got this thing off. I was like, all right, man, I'll catch you later. He was just like, hey, man, there's $30 right there. I'm like, oh, I'm free, man.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, Skylar and Hines, if you guys want us to talk about Colts, ask a question.
Yeah, everybody just got to ask a question. We're just chilling right now.
Facts, Nomadic. That sting, man, it is different.
Mm-hmm.
It'll wake you up because you be falling asleep in that chair.
Derek, you ain't got much to comb there. What you doing?
Listen, man, okay? It's because I haven't let it grow out, okay?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know how that works.
He got the mankind beard up there. You think he got something growing up there.
Right.
He got the little Van Tiger thing. Have a nice day.
Right.
So what you're saying, you guys, your barber uses the alcohol aftershave rather than the lotion stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that's got a nice burn.
Lotion on me?
What?
Yeah, there's some type of cream that they put on after a haircut.
Yeah.
I've always gotten the alcohol though. I've never heard
the
of
straight alcohol white.
Yeah, it's an alcohol.
Sometimes they spray it and then they.
See where I always have we got like the aftershave where it's like a cologne, but and it's alcohol based, but they also have like a cream type lotion type stuff that they use as well, for like after you get your haircut, or around your hairline, stuff like that.
Or you could buy it from the store and just put it on after you shave or something like that. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, sometimes I go to the barbershop and I see those guys all laid back in the chair with the hot towel. I'm like, man, what they getting? That's not no haircut. They got the hot towel and
bro, that's like a $60 charge at my barbershop. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing? That $60
premium treatment.
Golly. Is that Naheem's dad?
I am not Naheem Hines' dad.
I've gotten that question about 2 different times on this stream today by JW.
Carson is not getting 40 plus touchdowns this year.
No, I don't think he will.
He's never has. I mean, if he gets 30, that's going to be an impressive. I think he could still be under. I think he could be around 30-10. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, especially with the way the Colts like to run their offense. They're not going to be the big play essential team like that.
Yeah, I don't think Carson's going to break 4,000 yards passing. If he hits 3,500, I'll be surprised, but I'll be happy as well. So I can see 3,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 picks, and that's a good season. I'd be all up on that. I'd be like, that's worth a first round pick, because at that point, that first round pick's like a 25 or something. It's essentially a high second. So yeah. If he runs that, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
So who's everybody's basketball team?
The Houston Rockets.
I don't follow basketball.
I have to say
do
the
it.
Indy Express.
Oh,
Yeah, he's legally obligated to say.
Really,
legally-
Lawrence?
If I followed somebody it would be the Pacers. I mean, I quit following basketball like the NBA a while ago.
When I
but
retired?
Yeah. back when Reggie Miller and Rick Smits and all them quit playing is about
Mullen and-
the Davis
Yeah.
boys.
Yep.
Back
Yeah,
when
Ben
if
Durant,
it wasn't for the Bulls, the Pacers would have had like 3 championships, but the Bulls was there, and no
They put
one
up a
else
good
was
fight.
winning. Yeah, they were.
Derek, you don't follow?
Nah, man, I don't watch the NBA, bro. I don't deal
Yeah, I
with
think
that.
you talked about that before.
You watch baseball, don't you?
I do watch some baseball. Yeah.
Here, Michael go
Baseball-
look.
baseball not boring
I knew
for
he
me.
was about to say something.
I ain't saying nothing.
Exactly. You don't want
I ain't
to.
saying
You don't
nothing.
want to say nothing about it.
Who's your baseball team, Derek?
Cincinnati Reds.
Well, at least it's semi-local. That's who
Yes,
I
I
was.
remember
exactly.
when what was his
That's
name?
who I
Gone to.
followed.
I've gone to dozens of games throughout my lifetime. I've
What
gone
was
to a
his
lot
name?
of them.
Adam Dunn or something like that, the home run guy.
Yeah, he was our lefty back in the in the early 2000s. That he was either strikeout or home run that was going 450 feet every time he hit it. So
Yeah, I remember him.
I thought
yeah,
you was gonna say Ken
I
Griffey
hated
Jr.
him. I hated him so much.
The
Ken
last-
Griffey Jr. is the GOAT. The kid is the GOAT. He really is.
I was a bigger fan of Barry Larkin, but that was just because he was.
I love
great,
Barry Larkin.
great fielder, and
Wow. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Barry Larkin's dope.
Barry Larkin, that was my boy.
Barry
I loved him.
Oh yeah.
He was
Barry
shortstop for the
Sanders.
Reds.
I know Barry Sanders.
Really?
Well, not really, but
That's like saying I know Deion Sanders.
I mean, look, man, the baseball
I've heard of Reggie
season-
White.
I've heard of Matt Gordon. But
Look, the baseball
There
season
used to be a
just
quarterback
started.
named Peyton Manning. Did you know that?
Dude, I remember the last time I was actually in baseball was when the Texas Rangers had like Carlos Beltran, Adrian Beltre, Prince Fielder, and they had that huge rivalry with the Blue Jays. That's when it fell off for me. Like I think they were like the number 1 seed, and they got
That was
bounced
what, like
in the-
3-4 years? That was like 4 or
I was
5
about to
years
say they
ago.
had to
That
be,
wasn't
like, maybe
too bad.
4
That
years
wasn't
ago.
I
that
thought that
far
was like
off.
6 years ago.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
know.
it
We're
wasn't
old, so-
that far off because I remember that time. I remember when that team was put
I
together.
got you. I quit following the Rangers after Nolan Ryan retired.
Gotcha.
Nolan Ryan.
That, in my opinion, the best pitcher ever.
I was actually surprised that Josh Hamilton came back. I was really surprised about that.
You were in Cincinnati during the Red Machine years. Oh man, that would have been fun to see. Dude, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Cincy right now, though. We're 6 games into the season to start. The Reds are the best team in baseball right now. They've scored 47, or actually, no, they're actually scored 57 runs in 6 games. They're
Oh my
almost
gosh,
averaging 10 runs a game right now.
Watch,
I mean,
watch
they
baseball be like the NFL.
they are-
Now no one cares about defense. The scores are going to be like
Well, I
21
mean,
to 14.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the issue because, I mean, the defensive aspect of baseball has just become a thing where your pitcher is because the pitchers have gotten so good
yeah.
at being able to throw so many different pitches that they give every single advantage they can to the offense to try to get runs because they think, oh, this younger generation, they're not going to care about baseball if they don't see runs on the board. That's why they're trying to get rid of the shift rule so people can't shift across the field to try to play as a defensive advantage. It's basically like telling and to put it in a football's perspective, it's like saying, oh, you can't shift from a 4-3 defense to a 4-2-5 to give yourself an advantage. You have to stay at that 4-3 all the time. You cannot put a 5th corner on the field because it gives an unfair advantage to the defense and being able to stop the play. Like, why? Why does that matter?
Okay, can I ask all 4 of your guys or all 3 of you guys' opinion and chat?
So,
Do you guys think it's fair that Sosa and McGuire are being kept out?
Huh?
You talking
Sosa,
about Hall of Fame?
McGuire.
Who?
Sammy
Sammy
Sosa,
Sosa.
Mark
Sammy-
McGuire being held out of the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame
Sammy
because
Sosa,
of
Mark
juice.
McGuire.
I
You
mean,
don't
I
remember
heard
those
that Hall of
guys?
Fame is pretty jinked. It's been like that for years, though.
But
So,
I mean, baseball, that home run derby that they had, where both of them was breaking 50, that brought baseball back. If it wasn't for them, baseball would have died off.
I am not a fan of people who cheat in sports
I get
to
that.
be in the Hall of Fame. Look, if they announce, if baseball comes out tomorrow and says PEDs are allowed, go right ahead. We don't give a shit. That's it. You can have whatever you want to make a competitive advantage. Then fine. I'll say, okay, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire get the chance to go in because, they're taking a substance that now everybody is taking, so they should deserve to be on the same level. But they aren't. PEDs are not allowed. It's not how it should be. So therefore, it shouldn't be. Hold on. We got Steven back here.
Oh, Steven.
There is
What's going on,
Steven.
hey, he's back.
I told you I just had to get him to bed.
There you go. It took you
Is
a
that your
while,
wife?
man. I mean, it must have
There's
been
3
tough.
of them, man. There's 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, one's
If
not
Pete Rose
asleep
is
yet.
kept out, the same applies to Sosa and McGuire. Hell yes.
Rose
if-
Rose was kept out for gambling, though. That was a
Yeah,
different
but that
reason.
was
But,
completely
yeah.
different, though. You're not keeping him out of the Hall of Fame because of what he did on the field. You're
Mhm.
talking about specifically a separate issue from what he actually did in his playing days. Pete Rose is, in a lot of people's opinion, is the greatest baseball player to ever live. Outside of the home run thing, that's the hit king. That is what you think of when you think of baseball. And so the fact that that's not allowed because the commissioner and the commissioner before him had a grudge against Pete Rose, they're going to wait till he's dead and then put him in because they don't want to give him that satisfaction. They don't want to do that. There is a pettiness to that.
I don't know. I mean, it makes you respect the things that guys like Hank Aaron and Darryl Strawberry and guys like that did in their career a lot better because it was obvious they weren't juicing. They weren't big dudes. They were kind of lanky, wiry guys that were really good at their job, and it allows you to respect them so much more. When you look at guys like Mark McGuire or Barry Bonds or someone like that early in their career, you could tell they were only this big around. And by the end of their career, they're like the size of a truck.
They're so big that they can't run to first base. Yeah. That's why I never count Barry Bonds as the home run king. He can be your home run king, but he's not mine. Hank Aaron, all the way.
So we're talking.
I have no idea who y'all are talking about.
This man, we gotta give you
this conversation out.
We gotta get you a 5-minute conversation on the greats of baseball.
You don't know who Hank Aaron is, Michael? You've never heard of Hank Aaron?
Shank Aaron?
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron.
Hey, bro, who you doing that?
He's like the most one outside of Jackie Robinson,
right?
Probably the most predominant black player in baseball history. Not to mention he's a home run king.
You might have to mute him, man.
Player.
You might have to mute Michael.
I think.
Bye, Michael.
Oh man. I
I
don't watch a ton of baseball, but man, oh man.
I'll take Mike Napoli over him.
Who?
I don't know. I'm going with the player that I know, Mike Napoli.
All right, he's being.
Oh, you.
he's
gonna go like this again
for this guy. I never.
Oh my goodness gracious! I can't say anything.
I don't want to.
My baseball team is not one to watch. I don't talk about my team.
Which one is it? I want to know. Is it the Orioles?
Oh no, God no!
Oh,
worse than that, man.
He's a Cubs fan.
Would you say, Lawrence? Who was it?
Cubs?
No, it's not Cubs. My dad's a Cubs fan. Man,
I
got family in
fans
Florida.
are not afraid to say they're Cubs fans. I'm saying they're
I'm a
arrogant
Marlins fan.
sons of bitches.
Oh,
there's only a few of us.
Minnesota Twins?
There's
White
only
Sox?
No, it's the Marlins.
Marlins.
Oh.
Marlins.
There's only a few of you in Florida.
There's not very many, man.
Florida,
I got
right.
family down there. I mean, I'm a Magic fan too. I got family in the Florida area, and those were the teams down there when I was younger. And man, they're horrible. It's hard to watch. They made the playoffs last year, so I'll take that. But you don't hear a whole lot from me about it.
Aaron and Willie Mays. It don't get any better than that.
Willie Mays,
You
yep.
absolutely right. I mean,
I
yeah,
don't even watch baseball anymore, but I know my baseball history. I mean, come on.
Mhm.
I mean, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it was it's crazy. Let me see here. Yeah, I actually worked for when I worked in St. Louis for a team. They had a kid that was just out of college that was pitching for them, and he pitched for a year or two down there, and somebody from the Marlins picked him up, and he's actually the number 2 pitcher for the Marlins right now. So he was one of the few guys that came out of that league and really shined in the MLB. So, it's definitely pretty cool to say I got to do that. So
17-game season. Logan Campbell asks, will Darius Leonard have a record-breaking season? I'm assuming he's
season.
Well, yeah, there will be. And it's just like now with 17 games, the 2,000-yard rushing mark is not going to look all that impressive. The 5,000 passing yard mark is not going to look near as impressive,
Yeah.
And that's why guys like Dan Marino, when he threw 5,000 yards, that was unprecedented. And that held for so long, right? 2,000. I know that 2,000 yards rushing when he did it. Was it OJ, right? It was OJ, wasn't it? Wasn't it
Peterson?
OJ Simpson?
Oh,
Didn't OJ break 2,000?
OJ did, yeah.
Yeah,
when
OJ
he
broke
did
it a couple
I
times.
left for
Yeah,
a second. I
when-
came back and I hear OJ. I didn't know what
Yeah.
was going on.
When OJ
Orange
broke
juice,
2,000,
orange juice.
yeah, when OJ broke 2,000 yards rushing, that was unprecedented, and it held for a long time. So a lot of these 17-game records that's going to happen this year, it's not going to hold as much water as it did like back in the 70s and 80s when they were only playing like 15, 14 games,
Mm-hmm. Skylar and Kirsten, thank you for the kind words on that. But yeah, we'll stay out of baseball from here on out. That was just a tangent.
Yeah,
We're chilling.
My
We're just
apologies. We were just
All
getting
good.
mad at Michael because he's like, I'm a baseball fan, but I don't know any of these players.
I used to play baseball, but then I
Baseball
know
was like a long time
nothing
ago.
about the greats of
Yeah.
baseball.
Michael said,
You
"Do
didn't know
I
who
am? I
Hank
used to
Aaron
play
was. You
baseball."
didn't know who Sammy Sosa or Mark McGuire is. I am disgusted at you.
Like I said, I know who Deion Sanders is. Told y'all already.
For what?
Bo Jackson. Do you know who Bo Jackson is?
Oh yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Okay.
He better
What
because he
did he
played
play?
2 sports.
What teams did he play for?
Oh Jackson
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
played baseball, right?
Yeah.
Played for the
Yeah.
Yankees.
Oh.
No?
No,
Oh, that's tough.
no.
Oh, this is getting fun.
We're gonna kill it at baseball because I mean this is it feels like
I will
we're
say
ganging
this,
up
though.
on Michael here.
I
We
will
shouldn't be
say
doing
this
that.
though. The last point that I'll make on baseball, Bo Jackson's one of the only few people that I've ever seen that threw a ball from the outfield wall
Yeah.
and actually threw
Threw
the
a
ball
guy
to
out.
where it never took a hop and it hit the catcher's mitt from
Mhm.
300 feet away. I mean, holy hell, dude. That is
Have you
literally
never
the
done that
length of
before, Derek?
no, that's hard to do. A lot of major league guys can't even do that in like simultaneous fashion.
I do
Why
that.
do
I
they
can only
can't
think
do
of
it?
one
Dodgeball.
more. I can only think of one other player off the top
Michael,
of my
I would
head who
love
I've
to
seen
see
do
you
it.
try it. I'd love to see you try it.
It
I don't
probably
think you
wouldn't
could.
even make 100 feet.
Exactly. A lot of these guys can't do that, but Bo threw it from a yard that had 315 feet, threw it so hard it made it to the catcher's mitt and never took a bounce. I mean,
I
that's over the length of a football field, man. I mean, that thing's crazy.
It's not a baseball, but when I played softball, I threw a softball from the back fence to the catcher, without it hopping.
Nice.
You know, from
There you
center
go.
field, not center field. So that was
I'm surprised his shoulder or anything didn't get dislocated throwing that.
For real
my
though.
fingertips were tingling. I'm telling
here's
Oh,
you.
a
I
fun
bet.
thing.
Yeah. When you throw your arm, like you
Uh-huh.
throw your arm so hard, and when that ball lets out, yeah, you feel it come
Mm-hmm.
through your arm and into your hand. Like that.
You know, there was
weird.
a commercial back in the day with Michael Vick when he threw it like half the football field. No, who was that when he threw the football but and caught it? You remember those
Oh, that was a
commercials?
Gatorade
Oh, I
commercial.
remember
man.
that fake video.
Those Gatorade
Yeah.
commercials.
That was that
They
one
had
because
one-
we were talking about all the tapes, all the crazy pro day tapes. I think I sent something out saying we're going to start seeing stuff like this, where it's like knocking the player back. But I thought of this with Bo Jackson. I'm curious. Trivia. I want to see who knows this. Is who was the original team that drafted that was going to draft him number one overall?
What do we win?
My love and affection, man.
I lost.
I have no.
So I know
fucking
it wasn't the
idea.
Raiders. I know he played for the Raiders, but that wasn't
Yeah.
the team that was going to pick him number one overall.
And he decided who it was. He held out, and that's why he went and played baseball and went in the supplemental draft to the Raiders. And
Yeah.
there's a great if you watch his documentary, The Bo Knows One, he talks about it and why he didn't go play for the team. It was the Tampa Bay Bucks. And the
Well-
reason that he held out is they said he was playing baseball and football at Auburn. And it was in the baseball season, and he needed to go to like a funeral or something. And Tampa Bay flew him, and they promised him that it wouldn't mess with his eligibility. And when it did, he got back, and Auburn said, you can't play. You can't play the baseball season. You're not eligible. And so he refused to sign with the Bucks. And so he held out for a year.
That's
Well, Ken
crazy.
Jones had the answer.
Yeah. I
So
saw
really? I love
when
it.
we had Taylor Stallworth on yesterday, that I don't know how many of you actually saw the interview, but he said too, he originally was a baseball guy, and then just ultimately he grew into his body a little more, and then he was just like, I got jealous of the spotlight because nobody comes to baseball games. I wanted to go where everybody else was going, so I wanted to play on the football team instead. So
Where does Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen rank on the best 1-2 punch at running back in NFL history?
Behind Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor.
That's a good
No,
question.
but seriously.
that's probably that's got to be a top 5, right? I mean, when you come to duos, I mean, come on, there's
I mean that
very few
sits
guys that-
like Barry Word, Christian Okoye would be one of those situations.
Yeah.
I think would be in that. But man, it's very difficult to come up with a combo that good. I mean, the Barry Word, Christian Okoye was about the power double back, and then you got Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen that was just fast and elusive, and man, the Raiders had a backfield back then. Oh my goodness.
Well, and Bo certainly had his fair share of power as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he was
them
more known
freaking-
for just breakaway speed, though.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
he
just
was
stupid.
faster than everybody else on the freaking
Uh-huh.
field. I mean, it was insane.
Oh, so we got any questions in the chat that we could get back to actual?
I
topic?
got something here. Here, let me see. Favorite player on the Colts for each of you and why?
Is that current or all time?
I would say current. I would probably just say current.
That's a tough one, actually.
Big
because I like-
Q because I like pancakes.
I like
If I
waffles
was-
more, but
Being biased, then I'll go with my boy Ben,
Oh
but
gosh.
I'll probably go with Michael Pittman.
And y'all totally told me he did not have bias. I told you.
He
It
is
just
very.
showed right
I
there.
think you mentioned it earlier when we were talking
Yeah,
about
I
that.
did. I did
Yeah.
mention it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
pretty,
I'm gonna
pretty
have to go.
disgusting.
I'm gonna have to go Kenny Moore, just
Okay.
because I love that he's a smaller guy that plays big and plays hard every down. So I'm gonna go Kenny Moore.
My favorite player now is Julian Blackman, just because how he emerged on the scene.
Yeah, those two guys. I mean, I don't want to, miss out on my boy Darius or anything or Buckner,
Right.
but I don't know, man. Freaking Pittman and Blackman, those guys,
Mhm.
they seem like they're primed and destined for greatness.
That was crazy how they just emerged this year, man.
I didn't.
Well, I
expect
mean,
that.
Blackman was even more of an unexpected surprise.
Did
Yeah.
you guys hear when Pat McAfee was interviewing Kenny Moore? You know, he really ticked off, and I had to adjust my wordage there because I didn't want you to get demonetized. He really ticked off a lot of Patriots fans when he said that, you know, he is compared a lot to guys like Stephon Gilmore when he feels as though Stephon Gilmore should be compared to him.
I mean, hey, hey, listen, man. There is the obvious bias there when it comes to McAfee. I mean, you know, it's kind of ironic because, you know, Kenny came from the Patriots, so
Yep.
you know, it's kind of ironic how that worked. So, you know,
Mhm.
he really didn't do a whole lot at a lot of other clubs, and then all of a sudden he comes to Indy, and then he really starts becoming a star, and it's a star that nobody talks about.
Well,
People
I mean-
often forget.
Bill Belichick loved Kenny Moore, and he hated that he had to let him go. But at the time, the Patriots secondary was so deep, you know, they didn't have room for him. Yeah, and the Colts just got lucky. Ballard was like, "We got to get this guy. He's not exactly a typical guy that I normally get, but he's a workhorse." Hey, I like this. Jay Grubb's question. That's a good question.
Colts more or less than 10 wins.
It's tough. It's if you don't mind, I'll take the first one.
Go ahead.
It's tough to really make that decision before the draft, but going over the schedule, which is nasty, I don't think they're going to get more than 10 wins. I think they'll get the playoffs. I think they can win the division. I think 10 wins the division, even in a 17-week schedule. But I need to see what the draft happens first. If we can solidify pass rush and the left tackle in the draft, then I think we have a chance at breaking 10. But I'm still waiting on the draft to happen personally, because that schedule's nasty, man. It is.
The road schedule certainly is very, very tough. You're absolutely right.
I still think right now we're possibly 10 wins because we're bringing back a lot of Ballard basically said, let's run it back.
Mhm.
Literally what he said. Obviously the edge rushing right now. We've talked about this before in our chat, but Kamoko Toure and Ben Banogu. Right now, these are the guys that Ballard has eyes on. He is watching them directly from start to training camp to the end of the season. He will be watching those guys. I wouldn't be shocked if we actually didn't take an edge rusher. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked because of that. But as long as we can get a left tackle, as long as we can add depth on the defensive side of the ball, then I think we can be okay. But the edge rush, man, I mean, you're putting a lot on Kari Willis, Kenny Moore, DeForest Buckner, and Tyquan Lewis is going to have to step up as a backup 3-tech. So that's kind of why I kind of wanted Sheldon Rankins to start over Stewart, so that way we can have more pop and explosion. Well, I don't want to downgrade Grover Stewart. He has explosion as well. But in terms of pass rushing, that's kind of why I wanted Sheldon Rankins, and we didn't get him. So I think this team is still good, but that edge rush really does give me concerns because as much as I love Ben, man, I mean, I know he's got work to do. He knows he's got work to do. So Kamoko Toure, though, I need some muscle added onto that body, and I think he'll be good.
I'll let Marcus and Steven go for a second. Philly 52, I want to remind you in 2017 when Carson Wentz was having the season of his life and was the MVP that year, you do realize that Philly team ran the ball more times that year than any other year in Carson Wentz's career. And look at what happened to him.
Mhm.
Carson's not going to have any say on how many times they run the football, okay? That's Frank Reich's decision, okay? Just saying. But go ahead, Steven or Marcus, on the 10 wins or no.
I can see us getting 11. I think most of the losses that we might get is one of those division games because it's always prone to losing one division game. But I definitely think we can win 11 games just due to what we have on the roster already. The guys are already formed to the system. We're going to have multiple threats on offense. Nobody's going to really know. We're unpredictable. So nobody's going to really know what we're going to have going on for the offensive scheme. But I really think we can win 11 games for sure. Most of the games that we might lose are going to be against the best teams. So, yeah, for sure, I think we can win 11 games.
Derek, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm just looking around,
like
man.
The
all
centerpiece
right?
right now as Marcus is talking.
Yeah, exactly. You all are my minions. Okay.
Hey, I'll talk and you move your mouth so it'll look like it's coming through you.
I can't do that stuff, man. That's too difficult.
No, I mean, for me, I can see what Lawrence is saying too with the 10 wins, the division. It's tough to know before the draft where it shakes out. I mean, obviously, Houston's in disarray. I would like to say I have no belief in Urban Meyer as a head coach in the NFL. But then again, also, I know that we tend to really struggle with Jacksonville at least one game. Someone jumped in my comments one time about Trevor Lawrence and being one of the best quarterbacks in the division. I save my fear for a quarterback who's actually taken NFL snaps at this point. So I'm not too worried with that yet. We'll see. And then I live in Tennessee. So all I do is hear about the Titans. And there's serious talk that they look like they're possibly – I mean, they hired Jim Schwartz today. But in kind of this weird name only, there's a ton of smoke around Mike Vrabel right now with kind of being a little bit of a prima donna and running Dean Pease, their old D coordinator, out of town. So there's a little bit of scuttle in Tennessee, and I think they're primed for a setback too. So, I mean, I could see 10 wins, maybe 11, but I'm definitely on board with Lawrence when he's saying 10 wins. I think that wins the division this year. I think 10 wins it. I don't think it's got to be 12 or 13 like this past year, because I see the Colts could possibly take a step back. I think the Titans will too, and I just don't think the other two teams are really any good. Even if Trevor Lawrence steps up and is better, the Jaguars aren't this scary team, I feel like. And then, like I said, the Texans are just in complete disarray.
I like Jacksonville's offense with Lawrence. I think they have a very potent, scary offense, but their defense is still utter trash. And they got a lot of holes to fill in there because they lost like their entire, defense from 2017. So they got a lot of holes to fill in that defense. But when was the last time a quarterback was picked that high and the team went really well? It generally don't happen. Andrew Luck, that was the last time it happened. Even Peyton Manning's first year, and this is Peyton Manning, was like what, 2 and 2 and
had
14,
27 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, so generally when a quarterback is picked first, there's a reason for that. The team around them is trash, and it takes a while for that quarterback and that team to build a chemistry and build up personnel in order to be a threat. Last year with Joe Burrow, look at the Bengals, right? I mean, they were better than they were the year before, but they weren't no threat to anybody. That's generally what happens. You got to give a team a couple years. So, yes, I think Jacksonville has the offense to stay in games, but their defense is going to lose them a lot of games.
Yeah. Well, I'd be curious, Lawrence. I want to ask you a question because I kind of know how everyone else sits a little bit, but I'm curious, just maybe even across the board to everybody is, they have that talent on offense, but what do we actually think of Urban Meyer as a professional NFL head coach? Do you think he's going to be a successful head coach? My thought, is just he's never lost, and he's going to do a lot of losing this year.
Okay, so here's the issue. The thing that's going to help Urban Meyer is because it's Jacksonville and it's a small market media. Urban Meyer has had issues with stress. That's why he walked out and left coaching, right? And since it's a small market, I don't think Jacksonville is a media like New York or LA or something like that, or Philly when it comes to like Wentz and all that, where they just hammer you all the time, right? So he's in a situation, I think, where the media will be a little bit easier on him when he does start losing. So he might be able to walk through that a little bit easier. But you're right. I think Urban Meyer needs some yes men around him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the organization to be there and help buffer him a little bit when it comes to the national media, if and when he does start having those bad times early on with the Jacksonville career. Anyone else have any?
It got really quiet.
Yeah,
I just generally don't trust the Jaguars.
Yeah, that's
I mean, my biggest question is, why did Urban Meyer even come out of retirement if you were dealing with these issues? Like, I thought he would be done. Like, those are
what issues? What issues are you specifically talking about?
he retired because of stress. He was having he was having like
he had a brain cyst. He had a brain cyst.
Which is still there. That didn't go away.
Yeah.
But that's my question. Like, that's something serious, dude. Like, you
I think
finally got the time with your wife, with your kids. Like, dude, go be a dad, man. Like,
I think it was something where I mean, remember in Florida he had health issues as well. He actually would work himself so bad to the point where he actually would like get so dehydrated that he would literally almost pass out at games because he wouldn't drink water or anything. So, you know, he made a promise to his family when he signed at Ohio State to take care of his body. And he did do that. It's just unfortunate that, you know, he had something that wasn't in his control. And he tried to go through it. You know, the only issue that sucked was that, you know, the stuff that was going on with Zach Smith and his wife, who was an assistant coach at the time, and how he was accused of domestic violence, and how Urban kind of gave him another chance after that. A lot of people still to this day like to use that as the ultimate excuse as to why Urban Meyer left Ohio State. That's not true. He left Ohio State because his health was declining and he physically could just not be on the field anymore because the stress of the game was literally killing him.
Yep.
So people just don't want to understand that because, you know, they have their own agenda. But
that's the thing. Like, how old is Urban Meyer? Why does he still at this point in his life? Exactly, dude. He doesn't need any more stress. Why are you going?
It's just the love of the game.
I don't think it has anything to do with
I feel like
money
he
or
missed it,
anything.
man. I honestly just feel like he missed it.
I understand
will say-
all of that, but you are a father. You are a husband, man. Like, you.
I know, but all
you
of
will
his
go
kids
down
are grown
as
now.
one.
They've all got their.
Urban Meyer will be in the GOAT conversation for college football for the rest of his life. He's accomplished everything. What are you going to accomplish in the NFL with an organization like the Jaguars? And I disagree.
I will say this, Michael.
I disagree
when you're saying
when
that.
you say he needs yes men. He doesn't need yes men. He needs people that are going to advise him on how to run a team. That's
what I will
what he
tell you
needs.
this, Michael. One thing that I'll say with it too, with him, and that's why I was super interested to hear what Derek had to say, because being an Ohio State fan, kind of having that inside a bit with Urban up there, is when you're talking about like what does he have to prove, and if he's a dud in Jacksonville, it's not changing anybody's mind on how he's this amazing college coach. And I mean, I'm going to be honest, like Derek, my family's a Florida State fans. I didn't like Urban. I'm an IU fan. He beat Indiana quite a bit. He beat Florida State a lot. I'm not a huge fan of him, but he's a hell of a coach. And if he lays a dud in Jacksonville, it's not going to affect. I mean, Lou Holtz was a horrible head coach in the NFL. Pete Carroll was not great. It's not going to change, I think, people's perspective on his college career. And I was going to say too, when you talked about when he stepped away from Florida, I think when he stepped away from Florida and when he stepped away from Ohio State, there's a link between them with the health, but people felt like they had more ground to stand on, that he left Florida when it was on the downturn, that he was leaving when it was trying. He did not do that with Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, when he left Ohio State, y'all have kept
Florida and a
rolling.
lot of those players having those legal issues as well. So,
And that's not the case at Ohio State. I mean, Ohio State is a legit program. The year after he left them in fantastic shape, he probably would have maybe possibly won a national title again had he still been there.
Okay,
So,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man.
I just wanted to When I said, Michael, when I said yes, man, that's probably a bad way of putting it. When I meant yes, man, I meant people that were there to support him. Yes, obviously he needs good advisors, but those advisors need to be people there that are going to be supportive of him as well, and kind of help buffer what's going on around him as well. But still, obviously, you got to surround yourself with people you trust that's going to give you the proper advice when it comes to to the team and the game itself. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. I misspoke when it said yes, man.
And I'll be honest too, Michael. I'll be honest. I did not like Jacksonville going for Urban Meyer. I stuck on the same idea the whole time. And I'll say I was wrong. I said from the moment that those rumors came out that Urban was thinking about coming into the NFL, I said that is BS. There is no way Urban Meyer comes back, because I saw how he left Ohio State. I saw how bad it was. I saw where it hurt. And not to mention, he was on Fox Sports. He was making good money. He was doing football analysis. He was hanging out at Ohio State all the time. So it was like, it was a good spot for him. But a lot of his family lives in Jacksonville right now. They have a house down there. They had a house down there before all this happened. A lot of his family lives in Florida. A lot of his kids are older. They all have lives. They're all in marriages. They all are having kids. Him and his wife are settling down. I think it was just due to the fact he missed the game. He missed the game, and kind of what Steven said is that he felt like he could test one last go around in the NFL, couple years spent in there to see if he can maybe do something cool. Because like he said, it's not going to change his college legacy at all. He's still going to be put down as one of the greatest college football coaches of all time. I did not like that Jacksonville hired him. I'll be honest. I mean, he's a great motivator. And I think that's what a lot of head coaches nowadays in the NFL aren't good at, is relating to players. Urban does a really good job of relating to guys. I think he's really good at that. But I didn't see what else. I didn't see what else this hire was good for. I honestly thought they could have done a lot better.
Derek, so you're an Ohio State guy. Mm-hmm. Anyone else in here Ohio State?
Hell no.
Okay. No. Anyone in here Michigan?
No.
Okay, so we're all Colts fans, though. How messed up had it been if it wasn't Urban Meyer that Jacksonville hired, but Jim Harbaugh?
Bro.
Listen, I'll just say this.
Because you can't hate on Jim Harbaugh because he was that first Colts quarterback that was good, that started that run, but at the same time.
I think it's crazier and more ridiculous that Michigan gave him a 6-year extension.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't beaten anybody. You haven't won anything. You haven't done anything.
Hey, listen, Michael, as an Ohio State fan,
in the Super Bowl.
As an Ohio State fan, I wake up and I thank Michigan every day for that. Thank you. Thank you for settling for mediocrity.
His contract, I'm not a Michigan fan, but his contract with the extension, it makes it really easy for them to fire him and not pay him a lot of money now. The way they did it.
Yeah, because they gave him a lot less money.
It's not about how they did it, it's the fact that they did it.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, I know. Everyone says the same thing. Everyone says the same thing. What do you do then? Like, if you hire somebody else, like, what do you do? Like, because, Harbaugh still gets you 9 wins, 10 wins. It's like, so what? So what if he's getting you 9, 10 wins? You're telling me another coach doesn't come in here, can't get you 9, 10 wins at a program and occasionally beat Ohio State or Michigan State? Like, he is the definition of mediocrity ever since he got into Michigan. And everyone just acts like he's a god when it's like, dude, he's done nothing. He's never been better than third place in his own division.
I understand. I understand he went to Michigan because of the love of it and everything. He loves Michigan, but he needs to get back in the NFL. He needs to get back in the NFL because he was really good there.
He absolutely does. He's a terrible recruiter. He's a terrible recruiter. And that's the thing, too. I saw people complaining about how, the coaching in the NFL is so much more stressful than that in college. Dude, there are a lot more things to do in college that you can do in college that you don't do in the NFL. You in the NFL, you strategize a game plan that the coordinators help put together. That's all you do. You're in charge of how the game is ran. You don't go to players, ask them to come to your university, recruit them, fill out game plans, be the spokesperson of the entire program, and all of this. You're not required to do that in the NFL. You do that in college, though, and Harbaugh's not fit for that. Urban was fit for that. Harbaugh is not fit for that.
I mean, it's just completely different because in college, like literally even head coaches, they're not just doing all the coaching. They're also going on the road every day a week and scouting players. They're going and doing official in-home visits. And then they're going to watch them play. And then they come back and then have them on for an official visit at the university. And now they're talking to them, talking to their parents, and then talking with their guys, talking to other recruits that they've had. It doesn't stop. In the NFL, at least you stay in one spot. Of course, when you get to the pro days, that's only for like a 3-month period of time. That's when Frank Reich, this is his time to be on the road, to go to pro days, the combine if it happened, all this stuff. But for the rest of the time, he's in Indianapolis or he's on vacation. He's in Indianapolis. He goes to one place every day. Well, I don't know that personally, but he goes to one place for work every day. And it's just less stressful. So maybe this can be, and I hope for his health, this is much better for Urban Meyer, man, because at 60 years old, I highly doubt this is going to get better. I do at 60 years old, but I truly hope it does because, I mean, this is someone's father. This is someone's husband. This is like, I genuinely care for Urban Meyer, even though I wish he would have came to Texas so we could whoop his behind every year. But I'm just really, as a fan, really looking out for Urban Meyer. I really am.
I am too. I'm nervous.
I think Urban Meyer is in a less stressful situation than when he was with Ohio State. Ohio State was the center of attention in the CFB. I mean, they had the national media all over them. Jacksonville's not going to have national media all over them. So I think the stress will be a lot less, but I get you.
There's another one. Marcus, I know you saw it.
Bro.
Yes, I know you saw it.
I'm keeping track of this Mavs and Rockets game, dude. Like, this game is pissing me off. Like,
and for the record, I'm a Notre Dame guy.
At the same time.
Oh, my gosh.
What's up, Buck?
You know he screenshot that. Like that's going to be a thing, right?
The only thing that I want out of this NBA season is just another rematch with those damn Clippers. That's all I want in the playoffs. That's all I ask for. It's not impossible. It's not that it can't be done. I just want to see the damn Clippers in the playoffs again. That's.
Oh my God! That makes
hey,
me cry.
you know what's funny with when you say that? You know why? Besides the fact that I love the Colts more than anything, and that it's what I know better than anything. You know why I don't talk about like my NBA teams or my MLB team? Because they suck, and so I don't have anything to talk about. I can't spout off. It's the Marlins, it's the Magic, and by God, if it's not the IU Hoosiers and not even making the dang tournament inside the state of Indiana this year.
You
Don't get
guys
me wrong, I'm
turned
excited
from a
about the hire.
basketball school to a football school real freaking
I know,
fast.
dude. I love that. Hey, man. All I know is
Coach
beating.
Allen deserves every bit of credit for that program and what he's built. I mean, that program has turned around so much. Those players have so much respect for him. It's actually insane.
Hey, he got Coach of the Year, right?
He did. Yeah, he got the
think
Coach of the Year
so.
this year.
The only
He
thing
did.
that's – or no, wasn't it Fitzgerald that won it, the Northwestern coach, or was that Big Ten Coach of the Year?
I think he did get the National Coach of the Year.
Yeah, and I thought
think he
Allen
did.
won the Big Ten Coach of the Year.
That's right. Yeah.
Bro, they got it wrong. I
Which
mean, I
is
got love
stupid,
for
man,
Pascal
because the
Fitzgerald.
only reason he didn't get it is because those last 3 weeks his star quarterback didn't get to play, and that's why, because they lost like the last 3 games by a combined total of 20 points a game. That's
Are you talking
sucks.
about Fitzgerald? Or oh yeah, I mean,
No, talking about Allen. Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, I'll say, you know, and I love Michael Penix Jr. Like getting on that. My issue with that is he's not been able to finish a season the last 2 years, and he's fantastic. But they do have, you know, it's not talked about a ton. They have a stud, you know, it's a 4-star dual threat QB coming in from Indianapolis, who is supposed to be amazing. And he has already signed, sealed, and delivered, and he's coming in. I mean, Penix worries me. With Allen, the best thing I've seen is that you hear people talk. He has built the program in a way that is what you want. He took steps. You know, he slowly improved. And then 2 years ago, he had a great year. Last year was just an amazing year. And I mean, what helps him is he's pulling, and I don't know how. I mean, outside of just him being an amazing recruiter and just an amazing motivator, he pulls kids out of Florida to go to Bloomington all the time. He's got a pipeline from the Tampa area. I mean, that's where Walt Fillier was from. I mean, he plucks them, and they want to come there. And then you see, like, when they upset the teams, you see those players coming out after the game. And they love him, man. I mean, they really, really love him. And you can't sell that short on what that does, especially in college.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, I am going to hop off. I'm going to try and catch the last minute of this game.
Yeah, I think we're probably
gotta-
going to do that for this one. I mean, we've been here
Almost
for nearly
3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah,
I left
it-
and got to
it's-
come back. That's how long this one was.
yeah, right.
I think they were actually about ready to end it, and then I jumped on.
Marcus and I were 2 minutes away from ending the stream. And Lawrence jumped in, saved it, and then all the rest of you came on. So, I mean,
Goodness.
thank you to Lawrence for being the last savior
Hey.
to come in. But hold on, I got a super chat here, and maybe we can end it on this one. I gotta wait till it pops up here. Hold on, where is it at? Come on, refresh. There we go.
It is.
Philly 52 with a $5 super chat. How do you ignore Carson's past year?
All right, Philly 52. I've seen you in the comments trying to troll. Here's how I forget about that.
By the way.
Here's how I forget about that. Howie Roseman is trash. Doug Peterson is trash. He didn't know how to run an offense. He didn't know how to put the ball in his playmaker's hands, Jalen Reagor. He didn't get no jet sweeps, no end around, no underneath route, no deep route. So, and that's my guy. So I paid close attention to that. And also, I didn't like how Carson didn't, how he reacted to being benched. But how do we ignore Carson's play? How do we ignore the pathetic offensive line he had? How do we ignore the tons of injuries that they had on that team? How do we ignore the pathetic defense that they had? How do we ignore the injuries they had on the pathetic defense? How do we ignore the pathetic organization that is the Philadelphia Eagles? How do we ignore that?
Look at this one. Trash, but we won the Super Bowl. 2017, bro.
Trash,
You said
but we
last
won
year.
the
There's that
Super
team.
Bowl.
You said-
Oh my God.
Now,
Lovely.
Dude, don't turn. Look, I got love. I'd rather root for the Eagles than the Cowboys, but do not become a Cowboy fan, all right? Do not hold on to that for so many years. That I live in Texas, and I will end anyone who tries to have a Super Bowl argument from 25 years ago. That is not going to happen, okay? I deal with Cowboy fans on the regular. I'm from Texas. If you want to have this conversation, we can have it. Jump on the live stream. Get on the phone. I screw this game. Let's go.
All right.
Lawrence,
So
you had some news you wanted to say?
I wanted to kind of jump in on the whole how can we, with the whole Wentz thing from last year with the Eagles. Well, let's just put it this way. How well did Hurts do? Oh, yeah, he was 1-3.
Oh.
Hot take loss.
Ooh. I didn't even bring that up.
I was saying the same thing. Like,
It's the team.
wanna
It wasn't
say
just
how-
a player. It's the whole team itself
Yeah.
was trashed.
And also on top of it, like, I know people want to continue to use that argument that, oh, Wentz doesn't want to be competitive with the quarterback that they brought in. Listen, who drafts a quarterback in the second round when you have supreme confidence that the guy that you just paid $130 million to is your quarterback? That tells me two things. You're not confident in that quarterback. And second, that you didn't just sign him as a backup role to try and help Carson out. No, you brought him in here because you thought he would replace him at some point. And that's exactly what you got. That's it.
And
That's
here's
it.
another thing to that. You come to me and you tell me I'm your guy, but then you go out and draft someone. See, I don't care who you are. I don't care how determined or competitor you are. When you've been told one thing by the organization, but they go and do that, you will have a problem with that. I don't care how humble you are. I don't care how great of a man you are. You will have a problem with that.
Okay.
Damn
What
it.
I was going to say too, when you're talking about like last year too, you look at it in a bubble, and everyone talks about 2017 and how great he was, but he was really good in 2018, and he was really, really good in 2019, and carried that team over the last 4 weeks to get them into the playoffs. And then you got the fluke, dirty hit by Jadeveon Clowney, and he's not playing in the playoff game. So I mean, it's not that you ignore last year. He played poorly last year. But like Lawrence said, and like Michael said, and like everybody has said, he had absolutely nothing around him. And they didn't support him in any way, shape, or form.
And I'll end it with this one. They said no confidence. Listen, Aaron Rodgers, we knew was going to be the quarterback for the next season moving forward because he was that good the year previous. And we knew Jordan Love was going to be the quarterback of the future, not come in and potentially hit. Nice job, Michael. I can see you're excited about this.
Let's go, Dodo.
Oh, geez. All right, we're going to end this.
Come on.
Lawrence, you got final words here.
Yeah, with the
He's
okay.
muted. Go ahead, Lawrence.
with the Wentz thing, I mean, when your team is so bad that you're sacked 50 times in 12 games, that's not a good situation. And then, I mean, look at it. You can't say that it was just all on Wentz on the quarterbacking either, because Jalen Hurts' passing stats, he completed a lot less completion percentage than Wentz did. And Wentz had a career worst season, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Hurts only completed like 52% of his completions last year. It had a lot of it had to do with the injuries and game and stuff like and coaching and all that stuff. I think Wentz is in a much better situation in Indianapolis. I think he's got talent around him. He's got an offensive line. He's got a coach that knows how to deal with him. I think he's going to do a lot better in Indy than what he did last year with Philadelphia.
Absolutely agree. All right, I'll mute Mike here for a second. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you to Marcus. Thank you to Lawrence. Thank you to Steven. Thank you to Michael and everyone joining me tonight. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Go Mavs.
Oh, good Lord. We're not self-promoting here.
Go
All
You
right.
get culture shocked.
Go
All right,
Colts.
whatever. All right, we're going to end this. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, go Colts.
See you guys.